Opening your eyes, you instantly receive a critical condition notice from the doctor. To scrounge up cash for medical expenses, you take a gamble and join an online singing competition. Never did you expect your voice would make over 7 billion viewers across the entire internet burst into tears. Your name is Bai Chen. As an isekai'd soul you never anticipated, you'd take over the body of someone suffering from a terminal and vicious brain cancer. After calming your nerves, you carefully sort through this body's memories, only to realize your current health condition is absolutely not okay, requiring immediate surgery. Otherwise, you'll only have 6 months to a year left to live at most. But after just a few days in the hospital, you've already burned through all the money you ever saved. The cost of the surgery and follow-up treatment requires another whopping 500,000 RMB. Abandoned by your parents since childhood, relying on begging and odd jobs just to survive, you don't have a single close friend by your side. The original owner's career was also a total mess, so where on earth are you going to pull 500,000 RMB from now? Helpless. You can only let out a bitter smile, sheer despair flashing in your eyes. Is there really nothing left to do but wait for death? Right then your phone pops up with a shocking notification. The top live stream, hosted by the mega streamer PD, is dropping major cash for a singing contest, with a grand prize of up to 1 million RMB. If you can sing, sign up right now. After reading it, a flicker of hope crosses your eyes. But the next second, your calm composure returns. Your previous singing skills were completely average, so thinking you could snatch that 1 million RMB seems impossible. Helpless. You close your eyes and prepare to accept your fate. But right at this moment, a familiar mechanical sound echoes in your head. Ting host's emotional state detected as critically low. Please do not worry. Your most loyal assistant has arrived. You really want to flash a bright smile, but the heavy depression of the original body makes your gaze ripple with only a tiny wave of emotion. The system's voice rings out again. Congratulations, host, on receiving the newbie gift pack rewards. Master-level singing skills. Master-level natural vocal talent. The entire music library of Earth from your past life. Bonus feature. Automatic copyright registration. For every song the host selects. Host does not need to worry about any copyright issues. With the copyrights fully secured, a faint smile finally breaks across your pale face. If that's the case, maybe there's actually a shot at winning that prize money. Thinking this, you no longer hesitate. Following the registration process, you sign up for the online singing contest organized by PD. Very quickly, your registration goes through successfully, and the staff invites you to join the official group chat for the contestants. Inside the group, you recognize the names of many big shots in the online singing scene. Looks like this insane prize money has attracted quite a few monsters, and the pressure in your heart intensifies instantly. Just then the admin tags everyone, announcing that the registration window has officially closed. Contestants are required to confirm entry, send their song titles, backing tracks and lyrics directly to him. The preliminary round kicks off at 7 p.m. tomorrow, with a randomized microphone order, which will be sent to each contestant. Failing to show up will be counted as an automatic forfeit. You even have to upload the lyrics too. What supporting your weak body with both hands? You force yourself up from the hospital bed. Walking to the window, you stare at the hazy moonlight, piercing through the thick layers of clouds, reflecting onto the hospital corridor, which is completely deserted and deathly cold. Coupled with the agonizing torment of your illness, you feel as if your heart is perpetually shrouded in a dark, gloomy cloud, like you can't see a single ray of light. Standing frozen for a long time, you pull out your phone and enter your contest song title at the bottom of the sea. Early the next morning, the contest staff sends over the match details. Match info bracket 3 round 1. Don't forget the timestamp. Because of the massive number of contestants, to save time, anyone who isn't on mic within 1 minute forfeits automatically, and the system will skip straight to the next person. You nod after reading it, then lie back down on the bed, your face twisting in pain as you gently rub your temples. That excruciating headache, like something gnawing at your brain, strikes again. Helpless, you swallow a handful of painkillers, then set an alarm for exactly 7 p.m., closing your eyes as you slowly drift into a deep sleep. Time flies and night soon falls. By this time, PD's live stream room is already packed to the brim, cloud off the charts with over 5 million concurrent views, and the VIP guest count skyrocketing past 100,000. The bullet chat and comments scroll furiously. Oh my god, is this really just an amateur music bracket? Singing at this level means anyone here is qualified to debut as a pro singer right now. These are all pro smurfs hiding as newbies, right? They must have jumped over from the professional streamer bracket next door. Meanwhile, PD sitting in front of the screen can't stop grinning from ear to ear. Even they didn't expect the hype to be this massive, not to mention the contestant quality being shockingly high. Right at that moment, the host's voice rings through the stream room. Group 1 and Group 2 have finished their sets, Now let's welcome the first singer of Group 3 to the mic. Since this is an online live stream competition, with a massive roster of contestants, the organizers cut out all the bloated, unnecessary fluff, making the pacing incredibly fast. It's almost your turn to hit the mic and perform, but as tens of seconds tick away, there's still absolute silence from your end in the stream room. At this point, the host starts calling out Bai Chen's name. Contestant Bai Chen, are you there? If you are, please quickly unmute and perform. Once the 1-minute countdown ends, you will be marked as a forfeit. The chat in the live stream starts clowning on you too. This dude probably heard the previous contestants sing, got scared and dipped. About 50 seconds pass, just as the host is about to announce your forfeiture. A weak, slightly breathless voice suddenly echoes through the stream. Is it my turn? Right now, in a deserted, dark stairwell corner of Magic City Hospital, you are panting heavily, struggling for air, your face warped as you endure severe agony. Since noise isn't allowed inside the hospital, you could only grit your teeth, bear the violent pain racking your body, and find this spot to use as your stage. But even this short walk nearly claimed your fragile life. Hearing this, the host and the judges all frown slightly, but they don't press for details. The host says, "Yes, please begin immediately." You hastily nod and reply, "Understood." You then put on your earphones, adjust the volume, and slowly speak, "Sorry for the wait, everyone." An original song called At the Bottom of the Sea. This is for you. The moment the words leave your mouth, a simple yet profoundly sorrowful melody and a lonely, gentle piano chord ring out, instantly pulling everyone into an emotional undertow. Then your deep, low vocals hit, striking everyone present like a heavy blow straight to the head, sending shivers down their spines. It feels like a massive weight just slammed into their hearts, making them feel incredibly heavy. By now, you have to lean against the wall just to prop yourself up, eyes half closed, using that ethereal, yet profoundly lonely voice to continue singing. In the minds of the audience, it's as if they see amidst that pitch-black deep sea, a girl in a white dress barefoot, with no spark of life left in her eyes, stepping forward completely numb, walking straight toward the abyss of the deep sea, where the pressure is crushing and no sunlight ever reaches. Right then, your vocals suddenly drop into a low, raspy tone, unusually haunting, loving the fresh scent of the sea breeze, no matter what anyone says. The entire live stream room falls into dead silence, as if they've just been submerged underwater. Everyone's eyes turn bloodshot, drowning in their own sea of emotions. Just like the lyrics describe, the girl walks into the ocean seeking death, yet the people on the shore pretend not to see, and don't even care about the tragedy unfolding right before their eyes. The apathy of the world. For that girl, it was just too cruel. Perhaps the ocean is the best sanctuary for her, because the ocean can embrace all the unpleasant things in this world and wash away all the filth of the mundane realm. But the listeners in the live stream room are all shivering, everyone's eyes turning completely red, actually in their hearts, deep in the soul of every single person. Isn't there also a pitiful girl just like that hiding away? The pressure of academic stress, the unfair dark corners of the workplace, the hardships and struggles of life, the financial burden of just putting food on the table. Everyone is weighed down layer upon layer by these heavy burdens pressing on their frail shoulders, crushing them to the point of suffocation, making it hard to breathe, only for tears to just stream down when late night hits. Your own stress can only be carried by yourself. Nobody truly empathizes with you, and even if they do, nobody can help all that much. Whenever you're too exhausted to pull yourself up, you just tell yourself, endure it a bit and it'll pass. But who knew that endurance might last a whole lifetime? At this moment, you yourself have also completely immersed into the sorrowful world of this song, thinking about your past life living aimlessly with no purpose, and arriving in this life only to suffer the torment of illness, waiting all alone for death to draw near. These bleak experiences and memories overlapping with one another, the loneliness and despair in your heart are crystal clear, everything blending right into the vocals before everyone's eyes. These 4 lines of Too Late Now are filled with absolute despair and helplessness toward the world. The emotions bottled up for so long in the audience's hearts, inside the live stream room, simultaneously explode violently along with those lines of Too Late Now, of yours, bringing endless pain. PD and the judges sitting in front of their screens also fall into a long silence. At the very least, At the Bottom of the Sea has completely let the grievances, repressed by everyone, deep inside their hearts for so long be released. Those emotions make people suffocate to the point of being unable to move, just like being at the bottom of a pitch-black sea, feeling nothing but endless loneliness and suffocating pain. That eerie atmosphere stretches on for 2 whole minutes, before everyone finally snaps out of the sorrowful emotional tide. At this point, the host takes a deep breath, speaking up. Apologies, everyone. The after effect of this song is truly just too massive. Hearing the voice, the audience gradually regains their composure, and rows of comments instantly flood the screen, filled with gloomy and depressed reactions. As for you, after finishing this song, phone in hand, you just lean against the windowsill in the hospital corridor, staring blankly at the pouring rain outside the window, lost in some vague, distant thoughts. Right then, the host hastily reminds the judging panel to lock in their scores. The contestant has completed the performance. Judges, please give your scores. The audience can also spam the scores in their hearts onto the screen. Our system will log and calculate the tally. Master Piao shakes his head with a bitter smile. Speaking honestly, I feel like I'm not even qualified to critique this song. This contestant used just a phone but could deliver audio quality, no different from an original studio CD. This kind of stage control, to me, is absolute masterclass. But I can only give 99 points, deducting 1 point because the song is just too depressing, making my heart feel incredibly heavy. The other two judges also nod in agreement, but they don't deduct any points at all, simultaneously dropping a perfect score of 100 points. Looks like this time you are guaranteed to advance. Right at this moment, Master Piao suddenly remembers something and asks Bai Chen, "Is the contestant there? I want to ask you a quick question. What kind of state were you in when you composed this song?" However, inside the live stream room, there is absolutely no response from you to his question. Bai Chen, are you there? At this time, having just finished singing, you've already returned to your ward, completely unaware that you have just caused such a massive earthquake. In the live stream room, exhausted, you lie on the hospital bed, staring up at the cold, lifeless ceiling, feeling the waves of pain radiating from your body, your gaze gradually turning numb. The goal of joining the singing contest was to make prize money, to pay for your own surgery fees, clutching onto a sliver of hope to survive. But for some reason right now you keep feeling that death might actually be your ultimate destination, even if you survive the surgery. Will the agony of follow-up treatments ever go away? What on earth is the point of living on at 4 a.m. inside a simple room? A young girl with a layer of white gauze wrapped around her wrist steps on her tiptoes, quietly heading toward the windowsill. Standing by the 20th floor window and looking down, there isn't a shred of fear in her eyes, only a stillness like a dead, stagnant lake. Just as she closes her eyes, preparing to jump, an ethereal, sorrowful singing voice suddenly drifts over from the next room. The young girl's eyes, which were originally filled with death, suddenly ripple with a tiny wave of emotion. In this bleak and lonely song, she seems to hear herself. In this world, is there really someone just like me? Who is it? What is this song called? Who is the one singing? She suddenly really wants to listen to this song. Turning back to her bed, she grabs her phone to search the lyrics she just heard. Not long after, a video with hundreds of thousands of likes pops up before her eyes. At the bottom of the sea, the girl puts on her earphones and taps the video, beginning to listen in silence. Along with the intro playing, a barrage of bullet comments flies across the screen. Warning, extremely emotional clip. Please prepare tissues in advance. Advising anyone in a bad mood not to listen. Young Xiaoran, who was about to turn off the comments, pulls her hand back, suddenly really wanting to see what others have said. While scrolling through the comments, she listens to the track that is stirring a deep empathy in her heart. Hearing up to this part, Young Xiaoran lets out a soft, bitter sigh, her eyes overflowing with deep sorrow. That's right, where will I go after I die? Will I completely vanish or turn into a lonely ghost, continuing to wander this mortal world? At this moment, she looks at the comments on the screen. Let me whisper something to you guys. Dying means going down to the underworld. The atmosphere there is super gloomy. Just taking one breath feels deathly cold. Everywhere is filled with terrifying monsters and ghosts. There isn't even a single bit of warm sunshine. Pretty scary, right? So everyone has to live a good life, if for nothing else, just to catch a bit of tomorrow's warm sunshine. The floor above speaks the truth. I just took a trip back from there. Never want to return to that place again in this lifetime. Everyone, please live a good life. If nobody loves you, then let me love you. That's right, let us love you. And then, let's all love this world a whole lot together. Okay, stay strong, stranger. I love you. Looking at the screen flooded with I love you messages, young Shaoran's frail body can't hold back, as 2 rows of clear tears silently roll down from her cheeks. Does anyone out there truly love me? She suddenly remembers a late night from half a month ago, when the emotions bottled up for so long in her heart abruptly exploded without a single warning sign. Rushing straight into the kitchen, she grabbed a fruit knife and slashed hard across her wrist. When her parents saw on her wrist, fresh blood constantly pouring out, there was no blame in their eyes, no anger, only endless anxiety and frantic panic. They took her, throwing everything aside to rush to the hospital. She still vaguely remembers that night. Her father, who was always law-abiding, ran who knows how many red lights that day, while her mother stayed awake all night guarding her side, tightly clutching her hands, as if terrified she would leave forever. Turns out I have always been loved. At this moment, the sorrowful vocals are still playing. Hearing up to here, Another massive wave of comments floods the entire screen. Appearing right on the screen are multicolored comments of all different sizes, all sending out 3 words right now: there's still time. There's still time. As long as you're alive, there's still time for everything. After seeing that dense wall of "there's still time" texts, young Xiaoran finally can't hold it in any longer, bursting into loud sobs. Tears instantly burst out of her eyes. The emotions bottled up for who knows how long finally get released at this exact moment. Right as she is hiding under her blanket sobbing, a barrage of anxious sounds suddenly drifts in from outside the door, only to see a middle-aged woman with a face full of sheer panic rush into the room, walking over to the bed to pull Yang Xiaoran into her arms, gently patting her back, constantly comforting her. "It's okay, Ranran. Mom is here." Seeing the anxiety in her mother's eyes, while crying, a smile suddenly breaks on the corner of her mouth. Wiping away the tears at the corner of her eyes, she says, "Mom, I'm a bit hungry, could you?" Hearing these words, the mother's eyes turn red in an instant. Yes, Ranran, just wait. Mom will go cook the tomato egg noodles that you love the most right now." Young Xiaoran watches her mother's retreating figure, tears and a smile existing at the same time, silently saying, "Thank you, everyone." 2 days flash by in the blink of an eye. Your song has blown up completely across the internet, landing in the top 3 on the trending charts of major platforms. Netizens are all incredibly curious about what kind of person you actually are. To be able to compose such a depressing song, could you also be a depression patient yourself? There are even passionate female fans searching for your info everywhere, just because they want to give you a hug, to let you feel the warmth of the world. But you staying in the hospital are completely oblivious to it all. Since your condition worsened, you rarely check your phone. Just looking at it for a bit makes your head throb with pain. Right now, you are sitting alone in a secluded corner outside the hospital building, gently strumming the guitar strings in your hands. This guitar is something you redeemed from the system over the past few days, along with master-level guitar skills. For some reason, every time you strum the strings yourself, listening to the sounds echoing from the musical notes, the headache seems to ease up a whole lot. Not sure if it's an illusion or what. Right as you are immersed in the music, a loud phone ring snaps you out of it. After picking up, you realize it's a staff member from the singing competition. Turns out the second round kicks off tonight. After putting down the phone, you grab the guitar and stand up, preparing to head back to the ward to practice your contest song. Xiaobai, where are you heading back from? As you walk to the door of the ward, you see a middle-aged man with a weathered, rugged face, dressed in simple clothes, sitting on a chair. One of his hands holds a cigarette, while the other carries a cheap bottle of Ergotu liquor, calling out to greet you. This man is Uncle Zhang, a diabetes patient sharing the ward with you. "Uncle Zhang, you still dare to drink? Aren't you afraid Auntie will catch you?" Uncle Zhang chuckles and says, "It's fine. Your auntie went to handle the discharge paperwork for me. Haven't touched alcohol in forever, just having a little sip to curb the craving." Hearing this, you freeze, discharged. Seeing your expression, Uncle Zhang suddenly smiles, saying it was his own choice not to stay hospitalized anymore. Finishing his words, he takes a big gulp of liquor, his face instantly turning bitter. "Even though your auntie hid it from me, I already know everything. It's not diabetes, it's early-stage bone marrow cancer." Hearing this, your pupils contract slightly, for a moment not knowing what to say. Only after a while do you hesitantly say, "If it's early stage, there should still be a chance, Uncle." Uncle Zhang smiles bitterly. "Even if it's early stage, it's all the same. But I'm just a poor farmer with muddy hands and feet. Where am I going to pull that much money from to get treated? Instead of doing that, it's better to leave this money for my wife and kids, and I'll get to suffer less torment. Even if the surgery succeeds, there's still chemotherapy and all that. Lying half dead on a hospital bed waiting for someone to nurse me. I'd rather while I can still walk around, go home, and keep my family company more." Finishing his words, he stands up and pats your shoulder. "Even though I've accepted my fate, you are still a kid, so young. Uncle Zhang hopes you can live on. You must stay strong, don't give up." After that, he turns around and walks toward the hospital gate. You watch the peaceful yet lonely figure of Uncle Zhang walking away, feeling an immense ache in your heart. Returning to the hospital bed, your mind is flooded with what Uncle Zhang just said. A person who still looks forward to holding his grandkids like him simply because of no money has to just wait for death to knock on the door. Perhaps no matter how much unwillingness is left in his heart, no matter how much despair, it can only turn into a gulp of bitter liquor, swallowed right back down, pretending to be completely at peace, calmly facing death. Sometimes life is just fragile like that. When misfortune strikes, the only thing one can do is cherish the remaining time. Thinking back to Uncle Zhang's final words, is there really still hope left for yourself? You let out a heavy sigh, a long one, then pull out your phone to message the competition staff member, typing out your performance info and sending it contestant by Chen. Performance song, what do I use to keep you stay? At this moment, the second round is underway in full swing. The contestants remaining in this round all have incredibly formidable strength. The MC hits the mic saying, "The show has reached its final act. Not going to keep everyone waiting any longer. Let's welcome the final contestant. I believe that tonight, the majority of the audience is anticipating his appearance. Naturally, I am no exception. I've even prepared tissues in advance right here, hoping he won't let us down." Hearing the MC say this, quite a few viewers instantly snap awake, their spirits getting completely hyped up. Waited the whole night, finally made it to this moment. Boys, are you ready? Everyone, it's time. Start crying. Please welcome the next contestant by Chen. Along with your appearance, the hype of the live stream room smashes records once again. From inside the live stream room, a slow voice echoes. "Hello everyone, I am Bai Chen. Today I bring everyone an original song. What do I use to keep you stay?" Right as the words finish, heavy yet distant guitar strums ring out. Immediately following is your deep, slightly melancholic vocals echoing. Just a mere 4 lines of lyrics. Once again, act like bullets, piercing straight through the souls of the audience. The sorrowful melody, just like always, weaves its way back into the listeners' hearts, just like the lyrics describe. One seems to have truly forgotten the past and the pain they once had to endure. For the sake of ideals, one has also believed in destiny, compromising and surrendering to fate. The song continues. At the same time, the young girl Yang Xiaoran, who just tried to end her life earlier, is also in her room quietly listening to your voice. For some reason, she can always find a bit of comfort for herself in your lyrics, washing away the churning depression inside her. As for you, eyes shut tight, you are completely immersed in the song. Everyone instantly feels something explode in their minds, leaving them slightly dazed. Turns out the it in the lyrics is life itself. Enjoying its brilliance is just a fleeting moment, while enduring its emptiness is also just a brief second. In a person's life, which is both infinitely long and incredibly short, it selflessly gives the peaks of happiness and heartlessly demands back tears of utter despair. If one hasn't experienced its emptiness, then how could they ever comprehend its brilliance? This is already the next second of life. The faint, rapid drum beats suddenly become firm and urgent. At this point, the breathing of everyone in the live stream becomes hurried. The comment section also rolls continuously. There's a hidden story here. What on earth has Bai Chen gone through? Why can a young person be depressing to this extent? Why am I crying again? This dude is so annoying. His singing hits straight to the bottom of my heart. Suddenly, I really want to cry. Really want to just end everything like this. My grandpa, who raised me since childhood, passed away last year. This year, my grandma also left because of a sudden severe illness. I don't know what to do anymore. I really don't know. Heartbreaking stories appear one after another in the comment section. It seems that at this moment, inside the live stream room flooded with your lyrics, they have found people in the same boat. The comfort from strangers gives them a little more healing. The song hasn't ended yet. Completely unaware of the situation outside, you continue to immerse yourself in the lyrics. As the track comes to an end, everyone's tears can no longer be held back, just streaming down like that. Initially, they felt this song was so negative, an expression of helplessness before fate. But when the final lyrics ring out, they realize they were wrong. At this moment, they seem to see the freezing winter melting away, a surging vitality rising from the ruins, shining brilliantly under the winter sun. You have flawlessly sung of the deep empathy between human beings, sung of the most absolute despair of human life, yet still persistently waiting for spring to arrive. Hope is still there. By this time, Yang Xiaoran's face has long been drenched in tears. I want to see the sea of flowers in full bloom. I want to see the swallows return, spring will come. Yang Xiaoran screams in her heart, time and time again, inside the live stream room, just like during the previous performance of At the Bottom of the Sea. After the song ends, everyone is still unable to break free from those emotions. It's terrifyingly quiet. No one knows how much time has passed. Judge PD suddenly snaps out of it, staring blankly at the screen. As if possessed, he instinctively asks a question. Bai Chen, are you okay? Perhaps he himself doesn't even know why he asked that question. At this moment, the audience in the live stream room hearing this also suddenly realize it, their hearts couldn't help but tremble. That's right. One song, At the Bottom of the Sea, and this song, What Do I Use to Keep You Stay, make people feel the despair at the absolute depths of your heart. The longing, the pleading, and also the regret. What on earth happened to you? Are you okay? While at this time you are still in a deserted corridor of the hospital, hearing PD's question, you also freeze for a moment. Then looking at the patient clothes on your body, you let out a bitter smile and say, I'm okay. Right when everyone is waiting for you to say something more, you suddenly hop off the mic. It's exactly like the first round, dipping right after singing. As expected of my Bai Chen, so full of personality. In another development, you are in the corner of the hospital, exhausted after finishing the song. Seeing that you've advanced, you leave the live stream room early, preparing to head back and rest. But right at this moment, you suddenly see in that dark corner turn of the corridor, there seems to be a figure watching you. Could I have disturbed the nearby patients? You rub your nose, feeling a bit awkward and wanting to apologize. Did I disturb you? But after a while, there is still no reply. You raise your eyebrows, planning to step forward and check. Suddenly, a loud thunderclap breaks the silence of the space. The next second, a blinding flash of lightning rips across the sky. The glistening white light pierces through the window, illuminating the figure by the corner of the wall. It's a petite little girl, wearing a pure white dress. Her long hair, even down to her eyebrows, is completely white like snow, just like a little angel lost in the mortal world. At this moment, the little girl seems to get startled, turning around and running away, vanishing down the corridor. Who is she? Right while you are still thinking, suddenly the phone ring goes off, giving you a fright. The ringtone really gave you a fright. While you were deeply lost in thought, you pick up the phone to answer. By Chen, I'm PD. Hope I'm not disturbing you. Hearing this, a look of doubt flashes in your eyes. This late, is there something you need from me? Hearing your exhausted voice. PD doesn't beat around the bush anymore. It's like this. Thanks to the 2 songs you performed in the contest, which were absolutely outstanding. Just now, a lot of music platforms contacted me, wanting me to ask you if you have any intention of selling the copyrights to these 2 songs. Hearing up to here, a glimmer of hope flashes in your eyes. This is indeed a good thing. The music rights the platforms want to buy should be the streaming rights. Right, if the negotiation goes smoothly, your own surgery fees won't even have to wait until the finals to be completely settled. Finally, you reply, Master PD, coincidentally, I also have that intention. You can just have the platforms that want to buy. Contact me directly. Sorry to trouble you. PD, hearing your response, smiles and says, all right then, and hangs up. On that fateful night, you and the show once again climb up the trending charts of major platforms together. Countless people have been moved by your singing voice. Those people wandering in the dark, after hearing this voice that touches the depths of the soul, followed the melody to gather together, comforting and warming each other. That night, across all music and video platforms, clips or audio related to you all reached over tens of millions of views. The total views even directly crossed the 1 billion mark. The growth trend shows absolutely no sign of slowing down. To grab the streaming rights of the songs, the people from the music platforms are frantically looking for me. They all want to contact me because of the things happening on the internet. I, who had fallen asleep long ago, am completely unaware. Early the next morning, I receive a phone call from Penguin Music. Unexpectedly, the moment the other party speaks, they treat me like an ordinary person, who is easy to bully, confidently offering a price of 15 million RMB on the condition of buying out all copyrights to my 2 songs. After letting out a few cold chuckles, I say a single sentence, your company's sincerity is truly great. Let's talk more about this another time. When mentioning the word sincerity, I specifically emphasize my tone, and then immediately hang up. Do they think I don't know anything? Truly a company under Manhwa. He really dares to suck people dry, wanting to buy out all copyrights of 2 songs for a mere 15 million RMB. Isn't this just bullying an honest person? Even though I am in desperate need of money, it hasn't reached the point of selling them for dirt cheap like this. Furthermore, there will definitely be many more people contacting me after this. Thinking of this, I stretch my back, standing up to prepare to go out for a walk. You step into the office of Chief Lee, your primary attending physician. You're all prepared, right? Then go do the checkups first in a bit. After everything is settled, I will try to schedule the surgery for you before the end of this month. Yes, sorry to trouble you so much, Chief Lee, you say with a serious face. Chief Lee nods and smiles, saying, don't worry, you're still young. The tumor hasn't metastasized yet. The surgery's success rate is very high. Cheer up so your body can have more vitality. You should also hang in there. Yes, thank you, Chief Lee. After walking out of Chief Lee's office, you suddenly feel completely relieved. The big rock that had been weighing heavily on your chest for so long has finally lessened by half. You lean against the windowsill in the hospital corridor, watching the warm sunshine in the blue sky. The corners of your mouth curl up slightly, forming the first smile in all this time. A while later, the phone rings again. Looking at the number displayed on the screen, you hesitate for a few seconds before slowly pressing answer. Hello, it's Mom, you brat. Do you still recognize this mother of yours? How long has it been since you called me? Hearing her voice full of reproach, your heart can't help but feel warm. You were abandoned by your parents since childhood. At age 12, while working a part-time job, you went to deliver goods on an empty stomach. Unexpectedly, because you were too hungry, your vision blurred and you fainted in her house. She, that kind woman, took you to the hospital and took care of you with all her heart. After finding out about your background, she adopted you as her son as long as she is still alive. She is your mother. This is also the driving force that helped you persevere. Until this very moment, you still have family. It's a single-parent family. You also have a beautiful older sister. They treat you like their own flesh and blood. To him, they were absolute angels, which is why for all this time he never spent a single dime of theirs. He didn't want money matters to ruin this family bond and warmth that he had so hardly obtained. That's why even though he had been diagnosed with brain cancer, he didn't break the bad news to them at all. He didn't want them to worry, nor did he want to become their financial burden, so you could only let out a bitter smile. How could that be? It's just that I've been a bit busy lately. Only to hear the mother on the other end of the line let out a soft sigh. After a brief pause, she says, no matter how busy you are, you must take good care of yourself. Don't always be so polite with us. If you need anything, just tell me and your sister. We are a family after all. Hearing this, your heart suddenly tightens, your eyes instantly turning red. Yes, Mom, thank you, everyone. I will. You must also stay healthy. She then gives a few more words of advice before hanging up, making you feel a little more hope. Right as you are about to head back to your ward to prepare for tonight's contest song, suddenly your head lets out a sharp buzz, followed by continuous waves of ringing in your ears. You feel the whole world spinning around, your vision also starting to blur, along with an immediate surge of nausea. Next is a needle-like stinging pain hitting your brain, countless times more intense than all the previous times. At this moment, you can no longer keep yourself up, your entire body collapsing onto the ground. Clutching your head with both hands, gritting your teeth to endure it. No one knows how much time passed. Before that agonizing pain gradually fades away, you gasp heavily for breath, looking at your shirt already drenched in cold sweat. A wave of doubt rises in your heart. Did I not take my medicine today? No, I think I already took it. You try hard to look back, but find yourself as if you've completely lost this memory, totally unable to recall it no matter what. Perhaps it's because these 2 days were spent singing and moving around too much, so you haven't gotten a proper rest. Right after you slowly support yourself against the wall to stand up, then drag your heavy footsteps step by step back to the ward. Time flies by so fast in a flash it's already evening. The live stream room for PD's singing contest opened early on. Even though it's not time yet, countless viewers have already flooded in. Very soon after the host hits the mic to announce the official start of the third round. He then introduces the first contestant of the night. Let's welcome our very first contestant, Bai-Chen, bringing a song titled Drowning Sorrows. The bullet comments on the screen instantly explode. Turns out he is actually performing first. Right at this moment, your voice suddenly rings out, "Excuse me, judges and organizers. Can I switch to a different song?" The entire studio is instantly stunned. This sudden move of yours takes everyone by surprise, especially PD, the organizer of the competition. If it were anyone else making such a request, he definitely wouldn't agree to it. After all, this show of his is currently the #1 trending competition right now. Every minute of delay means a massive loss in traffic. But the surprise is that, when it comes to you, everything goes perfectly smooth. In fact, it even causes the hype in the live stream room to skyrocket once again, because the audience came here all for you. Your every move is the absolute focal point. After getting the green light, you immediately send the new lyrics and backing track to the staff members. While waiting, PD takes the opportunity to chat with you. By the way, Bai-Chen, what made you think of joining our show? Actually, this is also a question the audience really wants to know. From what they dug up, you're not a rookie singer nor a professional artist. It's like you just popped out of nowhere. Yet the songs you compose and perform are just so professional. Hearing this sensitive topic, you think for a moment, then reply, I saw that joining this show pays money, so I came. Everyone is instantly dazed. Right after the comments on the live, streams start scrolling like crazy. Now that is way too blunt. Hearing this answer, PD also smiles helplessly. Brother, you really speak your mind? Oh, right. Did you receive the recording gear I sent you? The city hospital is pretty close to my place. I just went to pick it up. Thank you, Master PD. At this moment, PD suddenly remembers something, so he asks, you told me before that you caught a cold. How come after so many days you're still in the hospital? Your health isn't in any serious danger, right? You hastily reply, it is nothing serious, just a minor illness. It won't affect anything. It won't affect anything. Even though you say so, PD still feels like something is off. But since you don't want to talk about it, he doesn't press any further. At this time, the audience also follows that topic and starts spamming comments rapidly. Just a cold, but has to be hospitalized in Shanghai. And after a few days, he sings 2 songs this depressing. Could he be suffering from some terminal illness? Right at this moment, the host suddenly hits the mic to announce that the song is fully prepared. Bai-Chen, you can start singing whenever you're ready. This stage is all yours. At this time, you are still leaning your back against the corridor wall, watching the moonlight filter through the window frame, letting out a faint smile, then gently saying, the song I'm bringing to everyone today, I want to dedicate to someone, the most beautiful woman in this world. The song is called One Meat, One Veggie, right when everyone is still shocked because you are singing a love song today. A melodious guitar strum softly rings out. Immediately after, you can hear your deep storytelling vocals echoing, along with the catchy and heartbreaking melody. It once again acts like an arrow leaving the bow, piercing straight through the hearts of the audience. They seem to see inside that warm little house. a figure already a bit thin with a hunched back, busy hustling around in the kitchen, while on the small wooden table in the living room are laid out the dishes that one always longs for. And this very scene, isn't it the place that you all used to desperately want to escape from? Yet now it's the place that always makes you homesick. By this time, everyone has also realized, turns out this isn't a romantic love song, and the most beautiful woman in the world isn't a lover either, but it's Mom. At this moment, the singing voice continues to ring out. Hearing up to here, the majority of people have already started to break down, trying hard to suppress their emotions, but no matter how they choke it back, all they get in return is memories rushing, back like a tidal wave and tears bursting out. So many people when they were young resolutely left for the sake of their ideals, but how many have ever turned back? To look at her youthful appearance back then, by the time you want to look back, she is already old. You always thought that time passed so slowly, but just look at her wrinkles, and you'll realize time actually passes incredibly fast. So incredibly fast. Immediately following, your infinitely gentle vocals ring out. At this point, people can no longer hold it in. Everyone bows their head, eyes completely red, tears pouring down like a flood, with nothing but endless yearning for Mom left in their hearts. The song still continues. At the same time, inside a shabby rented room, a young man is listening to the singing from the live stream, biting his lips hard, trying his best to hold back his tears. He dials a number to make a call. "What is it, son? Are you out of money again?" This child only remembers Mom when you run out of money. "How much do you need? I'll transfer it to you in a bit." A familiar voice rings out from the other end of the line. The young man's eyes turn red as he chokes up, "Mom, it's nothing, I just happened to hear a song. I miss you." The other end suddenly goes silent for a few seconds, and then a voice, also carrying a choked-up tone, drifts over, "Son, Mom misses you too." That single sentence completely breaks the young man's emotional barrier. He can no longer hold it in and bursts into loud sobs. Right at this very moment, scenes just like this are playing out across the entire country. Countless people silently pick up their phones to make a phone call back home, while on the other side, you are completely lost in singing, oblivious to it all. Right behind your back, through the door crack not far away, several nurses are holding up their phones, shooting a video facing you. As the song ends, the rows of bullet comments also start scrolling continuously. "My mom has been gone for 5 years now, but I've never dreamed of her even once. Only today did I realize it's because she didn't want to wake me up. That year I was 15 and Mom was 43. This year I'm 35. Mom would have been 63 by now, right? Is she doing well on the other side? I miss you so much, Mom. Can you come back to look at me just one more time?" Looking at the bullet comments scrolling past, PD and the judges are also immersed in their own longing, unable to break free. At this time, you also snap back to reality, looking at the comment screen, saying a single sentence, "Thank you for everyone's support." Hearing your voice, everyone finally wakes up from their daze. PD speaks up by Chen. "You are the first person to make me cry like this. In my heart, you are already the champion. But I'm quite curious. Why did you suddenly switch to this song?" You scratch your head and reply, "After calling my mom today, I suddenly got emotional, so I just wrote it down. I also hope everyone will care about their mothers a bit more. Of course, this song can also be dedicated to your grandmother, to your older sister or your dad, or any of your closest loved ones. Please cherish the people beside you. Don't wait until they are gone to regret it." After the 3 judges finish their review, they immediately move on to the scoring phase. You let out a faint smile. Truth be told, to you right now, the significance of advancing or going further is no longer that big. With the explosion of your songs, just the copyright fees from any single track is already enough for you to smoothly undergo the surgery. Of course, you still have to keep singing, because gaining media clout is very important for someone low on cash like you. It can bring a better life to your mom and sister. Seeing your score is still as high as ever, you smile and hop off the mic, preparing to go back to the ward to rest. Only you didn't expect that the moment you stand up, the feeling of the world spinning around, along with the pain like thousands of needles continuously piercing your brain, strikes once again, just when you thought you just needed to grit your teeth and endure it like daytime. And it would be fine. The next second, your entire body ached in the bones like being scraped by a knife. What's going on? During the day, it was just a headache. Why is my whole body aching like crazy? Now you faintly sense that something is terribly wrong, so you grit your teeth and crawl up, wanting to go somewhere with people to call for help. But unexpectedly, the moment you make a slight move, it's as if some nerve has been triggered. The pain across your body is magnified 100 times over, before the cry for help could even escape your mouth. The next second, with a loud thud, your vision goes completely black. Your entire body collapses onto the ground, showing no more movement. At this time, outside the ER of the city hospital, several nurses are anxiously waiting for Bai Chen. Is he okay? He scared me to death just now. Luckily, we hadn't walked far. These nurses are the ones who secretly took a video of you behind the door, the exact moment you fainted. They hadn't walked far yet, so they heard the sound of the fall and immediately rushed back. Unexpectedly, they saw you lying completely unconscious on the ground. They hurriedly brought you into the ER, and at this time nobody noticed that. In a corner not far away, a white-haired little girl is poking her head out, carefully observing the situation over here. About 20 minutes pass. The ER door suddenly opens. A doctor wearing a white lab coat steps out from inside. Seeing him, the nurses anxiously ask in succession, "Chief Wang, is he okay?" Chief Wang looks at the nurses with confusion, saying that from the looks of it right now, his life is not in danger. As for the cause of the fainting, they still have to wait for the test results. Then he asks the nurses with confusion again, "Aren't you guys from the building next door? Why are you over here?" And even brought a patient over together. Seeing this, the nurses could only recount everything. After hearing the whole story, Chief Wang's face suddenly turns dead serious. Brain cancer. Then no wonder. "What's wrong, Chief Wang? Is his condition worsening?" Nurse Xiaoqing hastily asks. Chief Wang says solemnly, "The probability of this happening is very high. Let's wait for the test results. I will contact Chief Li. You guys hurry up and take him back over there." You are still in a coma, completely oblivious to it all. You have once again climbed straight to the #1 trending spot, kicking off the song One Meat, One Veggie, which had just triggered a wave of nostalgia across the entire internet. Netizens also continuously leave in the comment section their unspoken words from the bottom of their hearts. Even PD didn't expect that. This music stream wasn't even over yet, but it had already climbed straight to the top of the search charts again. The hype of the live stream room is skyrocketing like crazy, at times even causing the live stream room to crash and disconnect. Thanks to the massive sharing from the online community, you and your songs have blown up across the entire internet. Seeing such insane hype, major music platforms can no longer sit still. At the headquarters of NetEase Cloud Music, Director Wang, the statistics are out. It's only been 5 hours, and the stream count has already exceeded 1 billion, and this number is still continuing to rise. As for the stream count of his other 2 songs, it's also incredibly impressive. Both have reached over 2 billion streams. A junior assistant is reporting the work to the general manager. Director Wang nods after listening. "Oh right, I heard Penguin, Music and Bai Chen have already been in touch. I heard the Penguin side offered a price of 15 million RMB for the 2 songs. As for whether the other side agreed or not, there's temporarily no news or movement from over there." Director Wang frowns. 15 million RMB just to buy the streaming rights of 2 songs. Since when did they become so generous? Director Wang, it seems they want to buy out the entire copyrights of the songs. The assistant hastily says, "What, wanting to monopolize the entire copyrights of both songs for just 15 million RMB? Huh." Director Wang's eyes widen, the corner of his mouth twitching. "I gave them too much credit. As expected, it's still the same old greedy habit as always. It can be said that, after buying out all copyrights, these 2 songs will no longer belong to the singer himself, even without permission. The singer cannot perform them in public places. Many singers got tricked into the trap because they didn't fully understand these binding clauses." Director Wang thinks for a moment. "This is actually a good thing for us. As long as I show enough sincerity, then we'll have a chance to secure the exclusive streaming rights." After that, he hurriedly tells his assistant, "Hurry up and compile a Bai Chen's info for me. I want to personally talk to him." And this scenario isn't just happening at NetEase Cloud Music, but virtually all music platforms across the internet are doing the exact same thing. Everyone wants to be the first to get in touch. Too bad that no matter how they try to contact during this night, it's like you have completely vanished. At this time, inside the city hospital, you have been brought back to your ward to rest. Nurse Xiaojing, wanting to take care of you, actively swapped to the night shift. She looks at your pale, bloodless face. Your body also seems to shiver from time to time because of the painful illness. Suddenly, she feels her heart tighten. Thinking back from the time you were hospitalized until now, there has never been anyone else by your side. She can suddenly understand why you could sing such desperate and gloomy lyrics. To that extent, only those who have seen the endless darkness can write such songs. While thinking, Xiao Jing pulls out her phone to take a picture of you. Right after she posts this photo on social media, praying for you. The sea of flowers is still waiting for you to bloom. The swallows are still waiting for you to return. Everything will definitely be fine, hang in there. And not long after posting, she received a lot of blessings. Xiao Jing looks at those words and smiles faintly. She doesn't know why she did that either. Perhaps she just wanted to pray for your safety. Early the next morning, the sunlight pierces through the window, shining on your face. You have also woken up, leaning exhaustedly against the headboard. What on earth happened to me last night? Why did it suddenly turn into this? Even while in a coma, I could still feel that agonizing pain. You even suspect, could it be that you're about to die? Well, deep in thought, the phone beside you suddenly rings out. You weakly pick it up. "Hello, who is this, please?" "Hello, is this Mr. Bai Chen? I'm the person in charge of NetEase Cloud Music. Do you happen to have some time to chat with me?" NetEase Cloud Music. This is the only platform that hasn't contacted me yet. They've finally come around. You smile gently. Hello there. Are you here to talk about the song copyrights? But let me state this up front. I'm only selling the streaming rights, everything else is off the table. Hearing your answer, a sharp glint flashes in Director Wang's eyes. As a sharp businessman, he instantly realizes there must have been many platforms negotiating with you already, and the results weren't satisfactory. He then chuckles and says, "Ha, that's right, but don't you worry. My goal is only the streaming rights. We won't touch your song copyrights at all." Hearing this, you nod. All right. Then tell me about the terms your side is offering. Director Wang doesn't beat around the bush either, immediately replying, "My side has prepared 2 contracts for you. The first one is 15 million RMB to fully buy out the streaming rights of your 3 songs. Any future revenue will have nothing to do with you. The second one is 35 million RMB to fully buy out the exclusive streaming rights of your 3 songs, and you will get a 10% cut of the revenue generated afterward." Hearing the other party's terms, you nod in contemplation. To be honest, these 2 options are very good. Plus, it even includes a plan for future revenue sharing. You have to know that after a platform secures exclusive streaming rights, it's not just revenue from user subscriptions or song purchases, but they can also license it to other platforms like TV channels, movies, dramas, and other channels to bring in massive profits. 10% is an extremely high number already. From this, it's clear the other party really came with absolute sincerity, thinking up to here you don't drag it out any longer, nodding in response to their second contract option. Is there a concrete document for me to review? If there are no issues, then here's to a happy partnership. Director Wang is thrilled to hear this, smiling as he says, "That is absolutely not a problem. Rest assured. I'll send the electronic contract over to you in a bit. Take your time to look it over. If everything is good, we can just sign it directly." Half an hour passes. You put your phone down, gently rubbing your temples. The contract is simple and clear with no shady clauses. You don't hesitate any longer, directly signing your name via electronic signature. Afterward, you also let out a smile. Just like that, the surgery fees are fully settled, right when you are still thinking whether you should go out today to treat yourself to a nice meal. Chief Lee suddenly walks in with a dead serious look on his face. Seeing Chief Lee walk in at this moment, you hastily sit up and ask Chief Lee, "Has the surgery been scheduled yet?" Seeing that glint of joy hidden in your eyes, "Just stay lying down, I just came to ask you a few questions." Chief Lee walks over to your hospital bed. He doesn't directly answer your question. Instead, without waiting for you to speak, he asks right away, "By the way, do you have any family members here?" You reply with a bit of confusion, "My mom and sister are both back in our hometown. I'm the only one here. I heard you suddenly fainted in the building next door last night, right? What was the situation like at that time?" Right after, you describe your body's condition right before fainting that night. Hearing this, Chief Lee nods thoughtfully. He doesn't say a word. Looking at his deep in thought expression, you can't help but ask Chief Lee, "When can my surgery be carried out?" A flash of hesitation crosses Chief Lee's eyes. Then he smiles and says, "Soon. We still need to monitor you for a few more days. I heard from the nurses that you sing beautifully. From now on, you can just sing right here in your ward. There's no need for you to run off so far all by yourself." Seeing Chief Lee's hesitant, dodging behavior as he repeatedly avoids the topic, you start to realize something is off. I already did the pre-op checkups a few days ago. Logically speaking, the results should have been out by now, right? If there were no issues, I would have definitely been on the operating table long ago. Plus, I can sign the surgery consent form myself. Why does he keep looking for my family? Right as Chief Lee tells you to get some good rest and turns around to leave you, frown and take a deep breath. Then muster up all your courage to call Chief Lee back. "Chief, please wait. If there's something wrong, just tell me straight. There's no need to hide it from me." Hearing your voice, Chief Lee stops in his tracks. He turns around to look at your pale face. After a brief silence, he still walks back over, then pulls out a test result sheet from the stack of documents in his hand. "This is your pre-op checkup result. The test result sheet." He hesitates for a moment, but still hands it to you, then slowly says, "Your current condition is not suitable for surgery. The cancer cells in your brain have metastasized, and the speed is extremely fast. The sky that was originally bright and clear is instantly covered heavily by layers of gray clouds, as if it's about to collapse downward, making the whole world feel incredibly suffocating." After being informed about the actual condition of his illness, he just stands there frozen by the window with a blank face, his lifeless eyes staring outside. Raindrops pitter-patter down, accompanied by a cold breeze brushing past his cheeks. According to what Chief Lee said, the cancer cells in your brain have currently metastasized to the spinal canal and even the entire spinal area. If you want surgery, you must undergo chemo and radiation therapy, along with several other treatments, to suppress or kill off these metastasized cancer cells before surgery can even be considered. Furthermore, it can't be completely resected. Right now, there are 2 options. One is to follow what was just said, doing chemo first, then surgery to take a gamble. If you're lucky, a part of the tumor can be removed, and you might live for a few more years, but it will leave some pretty severe complications. And if you're unlucky, you might end up in a vegetative state or pass away. The second option is to spend a massive amount of money to sustain your life, using all kinds of high-end medical equipment and drugs. Maybe you can still live normally for 1 or 2 years. If you're lucky, perhaps a bit longer. In any case, no matter how you look at it, wanting a complete cure is no longer possible. Facing this sudden bad news hitting you out of nowhere, you don't even know if you should. Blame God for playing tricks on you, or if you should just have a good loud cry, prevent the absolute unfairness of fate. Clearly, you had already seen the glass door of hope, even walked right up to it, and just as you reached out to open it, the entire door shattered into pieces in an instant, with glass shards flying all over the sky. How absolutely despairing that makes someone feel. For the next few days, you didn't make any other moves, just like that, like a lost soul, sitting by the windowsill listening to the rain in a daze. Amidst the falling rain, Chief Lee and the nurses also came by one after another to comfort you. But you would always smile gently and say, "I'm fine." Even though you are smiling, they can tell that your eyes, which were gradually filling with hope, have turned dull and completely lifeless just like before. You have contacted Master PD, informing him that you will drop out of the singing contest and won't participate in the upcoming rounds anymore. When Master PD hears the news, he is completely dumbfounded. It's no exaggeration to say the show is this popular, entirely thanks to your contribution. If the audience finds out about this, things will go chaotic. Master PD can't help but press for answers. What on earth is your condition? He even wants to come straight to the ward to find you, no matter what. Left with no choice. You can only tell him the truth. Knowing your condition, he also goes completely silent. Only after a long while does he send a text message, comforting you and expressing his understanding. He even tells you to give him your bank account number, saying he will transfer 1 million RMB to you for treatment. But you turned it down. After all, you don't lack money right now. What you lack is life. To make matters worse, even the system is out of options now. You ask with a bit of unwillingness, only to see the system go silent for a while, before a mechanical voice rings out in your head. The system can help the host feel less pain when passing away. You are speechless. Wow, thanks a lot, system. Right as you are staring out the window in a daze, your phone suddenly receives a text message. You pick up your phone to look, and freeze for a moment. It's from your non-biological older sister. "Lao Bai, are you in Shanghai? Are you busy?" Hearing this nickname both familiar and distant from her, your heart suddenly feels a wave of warmth. Back when I was young, after being adopted by my foster mom, I moved in to live with their family. My personality was originally quite quiet and lonely. While she was very bubbly, always finding ways to tease me and make me happy, she never looked down on me. Just because I was an adopted child from somewhere else, and just like that, the two of us became as close as biological siblings, sticking together every single day without parting. But as we grew up, everyone got busy with their own careers, and the two of us gradually lost touch, only texting each other during holidays. Yet no matter how little we contacted each other, she always kept me in her heart. I text back, "Sis, where else could I be if not in this city? Is something up?" "You brat, can't I look for you if nothing is up tonight? I happen to be on a business trip nearby. I figured you were working here, so I just asked. Don't flatter yourself. I didn't come here just to visit you." Hearing her blunt words, I suddenly burst into laughter. This is my first smile in the past few days. I ask what time she'll arrive. "Sharp at 5 p.m., wait for me at the airport. Get ready to welcome your big sis." It's 5 p.m. already, you check the clock. There are still about 7 or 8 hours left, plenty of time. Enough for you to head back to change your clothes, shower, and clean yourself up a bit. After all, you can't let her notice that you're currently sick. Time gradually flies by until evening. Right now, you and your older sister, Baiji, are sitting inside a small pub. Baiji wanted to find a place where she could grab a bite and also have a little drink, because she has been way too exhausted these past few days and wanted to unwind a bit. So you brought her to a small pub near your rented apartment. Afterward, the two of you enjoy the breeze while sipping some alcohol, eating and chatting happily, reminiscing about the old days, and then catching up on each other's current lives. As time passes and the atmosphere gets livelier, without realizing it, both of you are already tipsy. Honestly, ever since being diagnosed with brain cancer, your mood has never been good. You had long wanted to use alcohol to drown your sorrows, but you were afraid it would affect your illness, so you never dared to drink. Now you've come to terms with it. Or perhaps you've completely given up. Screw it anyway. I don't have many years left to live. I'll just do whatever I want. Baijai watches you, pouring down glass after glass of alcohol into your stomach. A hint of sorrow flashes across her eyes from time to time. She frowns and asks, "Lao Bai, what's wrong with you?" Totally drunk. You wave your hand, saying, "Isn't this just drowning sorrows in alcohol?" Hearing this, Baiji's face turns even more serious. "No way, you brat are definitely hiding something from me. Spit it out, what is it?" facing her suspicion. You lower your head, scratching your hair in agony, wanting to speak but unable to utter a word. Witnessing this scene, Baijai says anxiously, "Bai Chen, I'm your sister when you wet the bed as a kid you came to tell me. What is it that I can't know?" Hearing these words, you look at her seriously, but in the end you still don't say it. "Oh, it's really nothing. Hey, I see we can request songs here." Baiji lets out a helpless sigh, shaking her head and pressing no further. "What do you want to listen to? I'll pick it for you." Then she calls the owner over. "Boss, can we request songs here?" "Sorry about that, the acoustic band didn't show up today, so the song request service is closed." Hearing this, you frown. How unlucky is this? Just wanting to pick a song and we can't. While thinking, you suddenly ask the boss a question. "Can I go up there and sing a song myself?" Seeing the boss's hesitant face, you smile. "Don't worry. After I sing, I guarantee you'll sell a few more glasses of liquor." Light flashes in the boss's eyes. "Really? Are you a professional?" You smile and nod. "All right, then go on up. Do you need any help?" You shake your head. "Just give me a mic. With sound and a guitar will do." Baijai stands beside you, staring blankly. "Hey, little brother, is it that serious? Aren't you a terrible singer and have stage fright? If you're not embarrassed, I am. If you don't sing well, I'm dipping straight away. I won't wait for you." Hearing Baiji's words, you roll your eyes, then turn around and walk straight onto the stage. Now you step onto the pub stage, completely wasted. Grabbing a guitar and sitting in front of the mic, everyone in the crowd turns their curious gaze toward you, but seeing you totally drunk. Many people show looks of disgust. You face the gazes of these strangers without feeling bothered at all. Right now, your heart is already as cold as ashes. Would you still care about other people's opinions? Right after you pick up the guitar and start strumming, along with the slow strumming of the guitar, a simple yet lonely intro rings out. In just a split second, the people who are drinking are all captivated by this lonely intro. Then you gently close your eyes, your raspy voice slowly singing. The lonely melody and lost lyrics, blended with your deeply experienced vocals, instantly give everyone goosebumps. It feels like a shock to the soul, as if something has charged straight into their hearts. At this moment, the singing voice continues to echo, with each lyric gradually building up the emotion perfectly, matching the scene inside the pub right now. Some are raising glasses to toast with friends, while others are sitting alone in dark corners, picking up their drinks to down them in one gulp, and then the chorus hits. The exact moment they hear the chorus, everyone feels their scalp go numb. These few lines, combined with your sorrowful vocals, are like a sharp blade piercing straight into the depths of the heart of every single person, slashing a deep cut into their suppressed emotions, making them flow out uncontrollably. Many people present here came to the big city, just ordinary people drifting and striving. They left their hometowns, with no support, no roots, every day repeating a dry and hard life. Only these exhausted knights belong truly to themselves. They tightly clutch their empty glasses, their eyes turning red unconsciously. This world is massive, and you meet so many people, but you keep walking and looking back at the end. You realize from beginning to end, it's still just you, all alone. Right when everyone is drowning deep in emotions they can't escape from, your voice, like a murmuring monologue, rings out, singing an ordinary tune to dispel the confusion. Tomorrow, the sun will rise again. Your singing voice no longer seems filled with sorrow, but instead seems to carry a bit of free spirit. It's the kind of free spirit born from helplessly accepting reality. And at this very moment, everyone in the little pub is stunned as if turned to stone. These 8 glasses of wine, each toast stronger than the last, each glass more bitter than the last. Baiji, down in the crowd, looks at that lonely figure under the stage lights, only feeling her heart prickled by needles. With endless pain, she can feel that inside your heart, no matter how powerful the light is. It can never dispel that pitch-black night. "Brother, what on earth happened to you?" The audience down in the crowd, at this moment, can only sit there in a daze. They are completely immersed in your singing, unable to snap out of it for a long time. Everyone's emotions, under the influence of alcohol, are magnified multiple times over. They seem to see their own lonely figures, yet still having to trudge forward alone. Not until everyone wakes up and applauds enthusiastically do they realize the stage has long been empty. By this time, you and Baiji have walked down to the apartment building. The entire way, both of you were completely silent. Baiji steals glances at you from time to time, looking at your sorrowful eyes, and feel your heart ache with a sharp sting. You suddenly speak up. "Sis, why don't you crash at my place for the night? I'll sleep on the couch." Baiji uses the excuse of having already booked a hotel to decline, telling you to get some good rest. You don't push it either, saying goodbye as both of you head your separate ways. You return to your room and take a relaxing shower, then exhaustedly sit down on the small couch, staring blankly out the window. After singing that song, it seems you've come to terms with something. Just like the lyrics say, life is short and full of hardships. Why obsess over it and never let go? Since getting cancer is already a done deal and cannot be changed, then why continue to torture yourself? At least right now I'm still alive. I can still eat, drink, and sing, so why not just enjoy the present moment? Thinking up to here, you suddenly feel your heart lighten up a lot. Early the next morning, the rain finally stops and the sky clears up. The sunlight makes an appearance once again. You've also returned to the hospital. You are ready to accept the second option that Chief Lee proposed, though it requires a massive amount of money to sustain life. And perhaps there's not much time left anyway. At least you can still live healthily and energetically. Arriving at the hospital and meeting with Chief Lee to discuss the concrete treatment plan in more detail. The bottom line is that the more money spent, the better the results will be, and your lifespan will also be prolonged. Hearing this, you can't help but feel a bit emotional. These figures going into the millions or tens of millions are truly mind-blowing. How could an ordinary person even survive this? Fortunately now, you can be considered to have the ability to make money as long as you grind hard. You should be able to sustain this for a long time. This is a silver lining in a dark cloud. Afterward, you return to your ward, grab your guitar, and walk out to the garden outside the hospital. It's way too cold inside the ward. You still prefer the outside air. You find a bench and sit down, closing your eyes to enjoy the sunbeams shining on your face for a bit. Then hold the guitar softly strumming some notes. Right as you are immersed in the music, suddenly, you feel a gaze watching you from the side. Right now you are sitting on the bench in the garden of the hospital holding your guitar, enjoying the magic of music and sunlight, only to notice a gaze staring intently at you. You look in the direction your intuition points to. It's that little girl from a few days ago, the porcelain-skinned child at the stairwell that day. Under the sun, the girl has hair as white as snow, and her pale skin practically glows, looking very striking. You know that it's a sickly shade of white. Looking at that adorable little girl, you unconsciously ask, "Do you like the guitar? Come over and play for a bit." The little girl blanks out, suddenly freezing. Obviously, she was startled by this sudden sound. Right after, she timidly takes 2 steps back looking at you, but a flash of excitement crosses her eyes. Looking at her adorable appearance, you can't help but smile. Then you gently wave your hand to call her over. "I'm also a patient just like you." The little girl hesitates for a long time, but in the end she still can't help walking over. Then looking into your encouraging eyes, she reaches out her tiny finger and gently plucks a string. The guitar lets out a crisp sound. A flash of joy appears in her eyes, and she breaks into a happy smile. You pat her head, telling her to sit down beside you, and begin to teach her how to play. At this moment, in a corner of the garden, a man wearing a black cap is holding a camera, secretly aiming it at you and the little girl. This guy is a famous professional paparazzi, Donkai. What you have no idea about is the video of you singing at the pub has already been uploaded to the internet by someone. The song, Drowning Sorrows, has caused an absolute sensation on social media. Someone tracked down the photo Nurse Xiaoqing posted and compared it with the video, discovering that the guy at the pub is the exact person in Xiaoqing's photo. With his sharp sense of smell, old Dong knows that. A critically ill patient appearing in a pub and singing such a heartbreaking song must have a deep story behind it. If he leaks this scoop, it will definitely draw massive attention. He immediately analyzed the photo and realized, "You are right here at Shanghai City Hospital. I came here today and waited for half a day, and I finally caught you." Right now he looks through the lens, seeing the sunlight filtering through the leaves, shining on you and the little girl under the tree. Bright smiles are plastered on both of your faces. This is truly an incredibly healing scene. You quickly bond with the little girl. Through chatting, you also learn about her situation. Her name is Yi Yi. That snow-white skin on her is caused by albinism. Children with albinism are often viewed as outcasts by their peers. Perhaps Yi Yi was also affected, which is why she became so timid. Just as you are about to comfort her, unexpectedly her next words leave you stunned. Yi Yi just smiles and says, "I heard from Mommy that I also have leukemia, but I never cry when getting shots, because if I cry, Mommy will cry too. I don't want to make Mommy cry." In an instant, the air seems to freeze up. The sunlight seems blocked by dark clouds, turning gloomy. You stare blankly at the little girl in front of you. Leukemia. The difficulty of treating this disease is not a bit less than brain cancer. The treatment cost for an ordinary family is also an astronomical price tag. Furthermore, even with money, it's not guaranteed they can find a matching bone marrow. Thinking up to here, your nose can't help but feel a sharp sting. Oh God, why be so cruel to such a little girl? Albinism was already enough to make her suffer, yet you still force her to bear leukemia with such a high mortality rate. Why? But you've forgotten that. You yourself are also a terminally ill patient. The paparazzi hiding in the corner doing his job suddenly feels his mood turn heavy. His hands holding the camera tremble slightly, and his eyes have even turned red. He overheard the conversation between the two of you. At this very moment, he suddenly feels the photo he just took is no longer that beautiful, but instead it carries a deep sense of sorrow, because the two people in the frame, one is a young man with brain cancer, and the other is a little girl suffering from both albinism and leukemia. Right as you are about to sing a song for her, a sudden and incredibly anxious shout rings out from afar. Yi, why did you run all the way out here? A woman with a noticeably haggard face comes running over in a hurry.
I'm so sorry, young man.
My daughter didn't trouble you, did she?
I'm sorry, so sorry.
Seeing Yi playing with the guitar in your hands, she figured her daughter was just being playful and had thus bothered you. You look at this woman carrying large and small bags, smiling as you wave your hand.
Oh no, it's fine. I actually invited Yi over to play with me.
Yi, standing beside you, pouts at this moment, saying, I didn't run around blindly. I came to hear Big Brother sing. He's the one I told you sings really well, Mommy. The woman looks at you and says, so it's you.
Yi keeps mentioning all the time that you sing amazingly.
I didn't expect you to be this young. You smile and nod. Right after the woman lovingly pats Yi's small head. Mommy knows you love listening to Big Brother sing, but we have to check out of the hospital and go home now. Maybe we won't come to the hospital anymore. If you like Big Brother, then go say goodbye to him. You notice a flash of deep sorrow in the woman's eyes. You frown and suddenly ask, Auntie, wait a second. You guys are checking out? But has Yi recovered already? Understanding what you want to ask, the woman forces a bitter smile. She replies, how could it be that easy? To find a matching bone marrow for Yi, I quit my job and sold our house back home. Her dad also passed away early. Honestly, I could still push through a bit more. But the doctor said if we can't find a matching if a matching bone marrow can't be found, she only has 2 months left. The doctor told me to take her home and not let her suffer in the hospital anymore. Hearing up to here, both you and old Dong hiding in the dark are completely shocked. Throughout his paparazzi career, there's no world-shattering drama old Dong hasn't seen, but this time his heart is heavily struck. A hard-working, haggard, rural woman whose child suffers from both albinism and leukemia, and her husband passed away early. Everything relies on her holding it down alone. This human life is truly so filled with endless hardships, you also blank out for a while before snapping out of it. Social media is so developed nowadays, you could try seeking help online to see how it goes. Hearing your words, a flash of despair crosses the woman's eyes. She says helplessly, those big shots online, even those big-name accounts, wanting them to help costs money, and it's not a small amount either. I don't have that capability anymore. Right now, I just want to be with her happily and spend the rest of our time together. That's enough. At this moment, little Yi, standing beside you and seeing both you and her mom drowning in sorrow, suddenly speaks up. It's okay, Big Brother and Mommy, don't be sad. The doctor once said I could only live for half a year, but I've already lived for over a year now. I'm already very satisfied. Plus, I'm not afraid of death at all, because when people pass away, they go to a very beautiful place. Daddy is there too, so I won't feel lonely. Hearing Yi's words, your heart suddenly tightens. Such a tiny little girl. What did she have to go through to become this mature, facing death, yet turning around to comfort others? Instantly, you feel an overwhelming heartache, and tears drop down uncontrollably. The woman standing beside you, at this moment, can no longer hold back and bursts into loud sobs. A long while later, the woman's emotions finally stabilize gradually. She gives you an apologetic smile and says, I'm sorry, young man, making you witness this scene. We have to go now. Thank you for bringing joy to Yi. Seeing little Yi looking back reluctantly, you suddenly speak up in a hurry. This guitar, I'd like to gift it to little Yi. She seems to really like it. Hopefully in the upcoming days, it can bring her some happiness. The mother tries to decline, but she can't shake your stubborn insistence. Plus, seeing that Yi truly loves it, she accepts it. Yi also happily runs over to the grass nearby, plucks a small red flower and hands it to you. I know you are sick too, Big Brother. I heard small red flowers bring good luck. Hopefully this flower can help your illness fully heal. Looking at Yi's action, your eyes blur with tears. You nod and smile. Afterward, the mother and daughter walk outside, watching their silhouettes. Your heart suddenly tightens. This parting might just be a final goodbye. Right as you are spacing out, the nurse suddenly calls your name Bai Chen. Chief Lee has some business with you. He told you to go to his office right now. You frown and reply, okay, I'll be right over. Old Dong, standing nearby, hears this name and frowns, feeling it sounds a bit familiar. After thinking for a few seconds, his body suddenly shudders. Bai Chen. Could he be the exact Bai Chen from that singing contest? To help the girl with albinism find matching bone marrow, as a terminally ill brain cancer patient with no cure, you decided to pass the hope of living to the little girl. You returned to join the singing contest, wanting to leverage the clout to find her a ray of hope to survive. Unexpectedly, just one song of yours makes the whole internet shed tears, and even gets netizing moving with concern, racing against time, just to help the little girl find a matching bone marrow. At this time, the paparazzi old Dong, after realizing you are the mysterious Bai Chen, is so hyped he almost jumps up. This is absolutely a massive world-shattering scoop. Not long after an article about you begins to spread wildly across the internet. The headline is, Bai Chen at the bottom of the sea, how do I keep you here? a sorrowful melody. Everything people care about and want to know is all here. Below the article, a video of you and Yi Yi is attached. At the hospital garden, as time passes, this article is shared like crazy on social media. The number of comments also skyrockets to nearly 10,000 within a few minutes. In just a mere 2 hours, it immediately climbs straight to the top spot on the hot search, for no other reason than because your song spoke the innermost feelings of so many people. A mysterious guy like you suddenly dropped out of the singing contest, only to somehow appear in a small pub, singing the song Drowning Sorrows. Now everyone knows you are actually a cancer patient. That alone is enough to trigger everyone's deep empathy, plus the albinism, and the story of the little girl with leukemia Yi Yi. Such a heartbreaking, yet completely healing story. It would be weird if it didn't hit the hot search. Before this, many people used your withdrawal to steer public opinion in a negative direction. Those netizens who used to bash you for plagiarism all come forward to apologize one after another. Right after yet another article about you climbs to the second spot on the hot search, with the headline, 10,000 people write a blood petition begging Bai Chen to return to the singing contest. Netizens in the comment section also echo back in unison. At this moment, the show director sees the hot search and is completely dumbfounded. How did your identity get exposed all of a sudden? He had to endure so much backlash just to keep your secret, and now it's all laid bare. But right after he lets out a slight smile, this direction of public opinion, for Bai Chen and little Yi Yi, who still hasn't found a bone marrow, might actually be a good thing. Deep in thought, his phone suddenly receives a text message. Brother PD, can you do me a favor? The camera cuts back to the hospital ward. By this time, it's already late at night. You toss and turn, unable to sleep at all, just closing your eyes, the image of Yi Yi and her mother pops right back into your mind, lingering on endlessly, looking at the small red flower placed on the table. Thinking back, it's actually pretty hilarious. A terminally ill guy who doesn't have much longer to live like myself still has the mind to worry about others. But the core issue lies right here. I myself am beyond cure. But Yi Yi is different. As long as she finds a matching bone marrow and has enough funds, she can be given the hope to keep living, allowing her to grow up like any other child. Even though we just crossed paths by chance, the cuteness and maturity of Yi has already been deeply etched into your heart. You can't bear to watch her leave this world, but the money you made during this past period has mostly been paid to the hospital already. Thinking up to here, you decide to contact Brother PD. Brother PD intends to use the music event to keep pushing this matter forward, helping Yi Yi find a bone marrow, while having Bai Chen sing a few more songs to boost the hype, and then make the next move. That way they can make enough bank. The next day, the finals of the singing contest are all set up. Before the match, PD personally posted a video announcing that contestant Bai Chen will be returning to the grand finale as the most popular contestant. However, to ensure fairness, he needs to perform 2 songs. The first song is the admission ticket. It needs to get at least the approval from the judges, along with the votes of the 6 finalists, to secure his status as the 12th contestant to officially enter the grand finale. Once this announcement drops, it causes a shockwave across the entire internet once again. Holy crap, Bai Chen is back. For real or fake? The official announcement is as legit as it gets. Bai Chen has returned. Brothers, it's time for us to tune back in too. On that very day, the singing contest, which hadn't hit the hot search in a long time once again, dominated the charts, taking the top trending spot. You are in the hospital, looking at the netizens' comments on your phone, letting out a slight smile indeed. Your comeback can help the singing contest return to its golden age. At the same time, I can also leverage this wave of traffic to help little Yi Yi, making it a win-win situation for both sides. There is also one more reason. The song I intended to dedicate to Yi Yi that day, I hadn't had the chance to sing yet. Hopefully she will be able to hear it. At this moment, inside a dilapidated old house back in Yi Yi's hometown, today is your birthday, what do you want to eat? Yi Yi, being mature for her age, replies beside her, whatever mommy wants to eat, Yi Yi will eat too. Hearing Yi Yi's words, a flash of heartache crosses her mother's eyes. How about mommy buys you a birthday cake? Yi Yi still maturely shakes her head and says, no need, mommy. Mommy, I've already received my favorite birthday present. Saying that, the little girl runs over to the guitar gifted by Big Brother, flashing a radiant smile. Afterward, Yi Yi's mom plays the guitar with her for a bit, then picks up her phone to scroll through it. Lately, she has also left messages for a few streamers and charity accounts, hoping to get some help from them. Too bad there hasn't been any response yet. Her heart has already gone mostly cold. Right as she is about to turn off the phone, she happens to scroll past a piece of news. The sorrowful singer Bai Chen will return to the singing contest, 8:00 p.m. tonight. Be there or be square. Below the article, a photo is attached. It is that exact photo, a photo of him and Yi Yi playing the guitar in the garden. Yi Yi's mom's heart suddenly tightens up. Then she turns her head to look at the face of Yi Yi, who is happily playing the guitar, and quickly searches for the live stream room of the singing contest. Time gradually flies by. Before long, evening arrives. Amidst the high anticipation of tens of millions of netizens, the singing contest is about to begin, even though it hasn't officially gone on air yet. The popularity of the live stream room has already reached 30 million. Absolutely insane. The backstage staff are also keeping busy without a moment's rest. If things keep going at this rate, they don't know if the live stream room tonight can hold up. So right now, they must ensure all backup work is done perfectly. Not long after the voice of Brother PD echoes inside the live stream room. Today, he decided to personally host this grand finale. Good evening to all the viewers. Right after the comment section in the live stream room floods in like crazy. Even the PD is startled by this sight, watching the live stream room glitch and lag a few times before quickly running smoothly again. Only then can he ease his mind. I believe everyone has already received the news regarding Bai Chen's return. I understand your feelings right now. I am also looking forward to it immensely, so I won't say much more. Following the schedule, let me introduce our judge. Please welcome Mr. Shui Jiqian. At this moment, the comments start jumping like crazy. Oh my god, an online singing contest actually managed to invite Shui Jiqian. Wow, quite a few fans of Mr. Shui start getting hyped. The director speaks up again, saying, "It really is Mr. Shui Jiqian. He took the initiative to contact us. As for the reason, it's obviously because of Bai Chen." Everyone sends question marks in unison. Before this, 2 beautiful female singers came because of him, now that he's returning. Even Shui Jiqian is drawn in. To what kind of magic power does this guy actually have? Right after Shui Jiqian hops on the mic and sends his greetings to everyone. Next, PD says bluntly, "Let's not waste any more time. Everyone is already clear on the rules, so now please welcome our contestant Bai Chen to the mic." All right, it's finally starting. On screen, the comments call his name in unison to cheer him on. Along with the rushing flood of comments, a familiar voice echoes in the live stream room. The screen also splits in two. A handsome yet pale face appears, showing up before everyone's eyes. After seeing you show your face, the live stream room instantly welcomes a huge wave of hype. Secondly, you smile and place a guitar on your lap. Then you adjust the camera angle. A small red flower on the table appears in the frame. I'm very sorry for taking up a bit of everyone's time today. Please allow me to tell a short story. Quite a few people feel curious. A guy who slips away every single time after singing. Why is he in the mood to tell a story today? Right after you take Yi Yi's story and slowly retell it in the live stream room. As you finish the story, netizens everywhere are drowned in deep sorrow, unable to snap out of it. Little Yi Yi truly makes people's hearts break for her. Everyone can't help but sigh with emotion. Not everyone gets to have a glamorous life. Judge Shui Jiqian backstage suddenly speaks up. After the contest ends, can you help me get in touch with this little girl? I want to help her. Hearing Shui Jiqian's words, Bai Chen obviously wouldn't refuse, nodding his head and saying that, actually, Bai Chen came here precisely for this matter. He wants to use this live stream to let more people know about Yi Yi's story. Only that way can there be hope to find a matching bone marrow. Hearing this, Shui Jiqian is also left stunned. His impression of this guy in his heart suddenly becomes much more noble. At the hospital, you look at the rushing comments, smile and say, all right, the story has been told. A few days ago, I promised Yi Yi. So today, I'll also take this opportunity to sing a song for her. Hopefully, no matter where she is, she can grow up without a single care in the world. The song, A Little Red Flower for You, is dedicated to Yi Yi. Finishing his words, he holds the guitar close, taking a deep breath. With his slightly raspy voice, he softly sings a line. Right after, the melodious accompaniment and his vocals simultaneously ring out, listening to that voice full of gentleness. Quite a few people suddenly feel their eyes sting. They seem to see the scene of Yi Yi when facing the crazy torment of her illness, still maintaining her innocent and mature demeanor. At this moment, inside a simple room, Yi Yi looks at Big Brother singing on the screen and says with extreme joy, "Mommy, look," he said, "this song is gifted to me." He even praised me for being brave. Looking at Yi Yi's overjoyed appearance, Yi Yi's mom can only hold back her tears, forcing a nod. She looks at the comments flooding the screen. "Hang in there, Yi Yi. Yi Yi, you must stay strong. I really want to go give Yi Yi a hug." Then she looks back at him, the one who is singing for Yi Yi. An indescribable emotion wells up inside her heart. She knows he is helping her family right now. The singing voice continues to echo, "Little red flower for you." His voice is steady and full of life experience, just like a soft monologue and a prayer, making everyone's heart swell with emotion. Everyone tightly closes their eyes, visualizing as if snowflakes covering the sky are appearing right before their eyes. And at this moment, Yi Yi also slightly lowers her head, closing her eyes. "I see it. I really see the snow, Mommy, so much snow, Mommy." At this time, the mother also closes her eyes and tells her child, "Yes, sweetie, Mommy sees it too." She seems to see Yi Yi standing in the middle of a snow-covered field, with a face full of happiness, laughing and running forward, running further and further, running further and further. At this moment, the singing voice echoes once again, the wandering dawn. Hearing his voice, that sounds like a slow-paced storytelling. The viewers in the live stream room can no longer hold back. Everyone's eyes are already blurred with tears. Perhaps this song sounds a bit different from his previous healing tracks. It doesn't have an overly sorrowful melody or lyrics. On the contrary, through his vocal delivery, it becomes incredibly gentle. So gentle that it makes people feel an absolute heartache. As if telling that resilient little girl not to be sad. Just treat all of this as a reward. Since there is no way to change fate, then change yourself. Right now, the chorus has gradually come to an end. He closes his eyes, slowly singing. At this moment, Yi Yi's mom can no longer hold it in. She holds Yi Yi close, sobbing and choking up while Yi Yi in her arms, but then suddenly she breaks out of her mother's embrace, runs to the wall covered in small red flowers, stands on her tiptoes to pluck one down, and runs back to say to her mom, "Mommy, Yi Yi is gifting you a small red flower too, so please don't cry anymore. If you cry, Yi Yi will be very heartbroken." Saying that, the little girl sticks the small red flower onto her mom's forehead. At this moment, his singing voice has quietly concluded. Everyone in the live stream room falls completely silent. No words can describe their emotions right now. They didn't expect such a simple song could carry such a soul-stirring power. Through his singing, they saw Yi Yi, and perhaps they also saw themselves, seeing the joys and sorrows of life, seeing the miserable lives tormented by fate, seeing their optimism and resilience, seeing the toughness of a tiny sprout of life. Every frame of suffering cannot help but move people deeply. And right in the midst of all that, his singing voice is like clearing away the dense fog, letting in warm rays of sunshine, shining straight into everyone's hearts, bringing them encouragement. Everyone snaps out of it when a soft choke sob echoes. That choke sob actually came from Brother PD. He had tried his absolute best to hold it back, but in the end, he still couldn't control the choking emotion from the bottom of his heart. Inside the live stream room, comments start slowly floating up. Yi Yi is seriously so pitiful. She will definitely get to see the snowfall. Man, when my dad passed away, it was just over a 200,000 yuan medical bill. Now I have the cash, but sadly he is no longer around. Is there anything more painful than watching with your eyes wide open as your loved one departs while you are completely helpless? I'm also a leukemia patient, but I was very lucky to find a matching bone marrow. I can totally relate. I feel so bad for Yi Yi. Hopefully she will recover too. And same to you in the hospital, drowned so deep in the song that they can't break out. At this moment, Brother PD's voice echoes in the live stream room. Bai Chen's singing is just like always, striking chords in the listeners' souls. Yi Yi's story and what she went through also make our hearts ache. I believe both Yi Yi and Bai Chen will definitely get better. Next, let's start the voting round to see if Bai Chen can pull off a successful clutch and advance to the grand finale. The result is obviously no surprise. He received an absolute landslide of votes, successfully advancing to the grand finale. Even the votes from the other contestants didn't have a single downvote, even though he and they are rival competitors, and once he enters the finals, the champion title will probably belong to him. Yet not a single one of them opposed his comeback. Because his song and Yi Yi's story have touched the softest corner of their hearts. They also want to help Yi Yi and him, and letting him into the finals is the most effective way. You look at the screen full of hype and cheers, smile and say, "Thank you to the judges, the contestants, and everyone sitting in front of the screen." Hopefully everyone today can help little Yi Yi so that her story and the search for a bone marrow can be spread further. Thank you all once again. Finishing his words, he struggles to stand up and bows to the camera. At this moment, Brother PD also speaks up right on time. That's right, our music lovers. Gathering will also go all out to help Bai Chen and Yi Yi. Right now, what Yi Yi lacks most is time. Therefore, I hope to ask everyone for a few minutes. A link will appear in the live stream room. Please help share it. It contains Yi Yi's medical records and info on the required bone marrow transplant. I believe with our joint efforts, we can definitely help Yi Yi find a matching bone marrow, giving her a new lease on life. At this moment, the sincerity of the organizers touches everyone. The comments also echo back in unison. Everyone starts sharing the link wildly. At this time, the voice of Zhu Jiqian slowly rings out regarding the bone marrow. I hope everyone will do their absolute best. Personally, I'll put up 500,000 yuan as a reward. If a match is found, please contact me. Brother PD also guarantees that all gift revenue from music lovers gathering will be fully donated to little Yi Yi, along with other children and families in need. Hearing this, everyone's spirits are even more shaken. With emotion, they call on people around them to share it together. Very quickly, with such a massive amount of shares, the news about Yi Yi finally hits the hot search trend and claims the top spots on the leaderboards of major platforms. Bai Chen smiles with immense relief after seeing this. This way, there should be a chance to find a matching bone marrow, right? At this moment, Brother PD looks at the skyrocketing viewership in the live stream room, with everyone asking how to donate. They want to support too, but he quickly stops everyone. We are not opening a donation channel here. Please don't donate blindly. We will cover Yi-Yi's treatment expenses. Please rest assured, you guys helping to share it is already amazing. Alright, now let's focus and head back to the grand finale. Let me drop a little teaser. The first contestant to perform in the grand finale is none other than Bai Chen. Brother PD truly lives up to his reputation. As a major player in this industry, with just a casual sentence, he instantly draws the attention of tens of millions of people back, right as Brother PD is about to announce the official start of the grand finale. Nobody expected that before the words could even leave his mouth. The live stream room suddenly glitches and lags, and then the screen plunges into darkness. At this moment, when you are getting ready to perform your song for the grand finale, the live stream room abruptly gets disconnected. PD quickly tells the tech department to check the issue, only to find that their own equipment has absolutely no errors at all. Right after he contacts the platform side, turns out it's because the server couldn't handle the insane hype of this singing contest, so it crashed. Left with no choice, PD has to post a notice explaining the situation on Weibo, and then reschedules the grand finale to 8 p.m. tomorrow. The temporary pause of the contest also gives the online community more time to share Yi-Yi's story. Soon the entire internet is flooded with topics about the little girl. PD also personally calls Yi-Yi's mom to explain everything clearly as well as the reason. Initially, Yi-Yi's mom was still a bit worried, not knowing if these people were just using her child's story. Clout chase for engagement. Now she finally knows all of this is real. They are genuinely helping her and her daughter, who are so pitiful. Furthermore, PD even tells her that tomorrow he will arrange a car to pick them up to Modo, so Yi-Yi can receive the best medical care. If a matching bone marrow is found, they will immediately have the best doctors arrange the surgery. After hanging up, Yi-Yi's mom is already drenched in tears. She knows the root of all this is all thanks to you. If it weren't for you, these things would never have happened. She knows people in this world are usually very pragmatic. Only you caught her by surprise. Someone who just crossed paths by chance, and is even carrying a severe illness himself like you. Yet you are the only one doing all of this. She silently says a line, "Thank you, Bai Chen." Thank you, kind stranger. At the same time, you are in the hospital looking at the info online, showing a face full of irony, because a lot of streamers and public accounts are all speaking up, expressing they will go all out to help Yi-Yi find a matching bone marrow. But when Yi-Yi's mom contacted each and every one of them, let alone helping, there wasn't even a single reply. It truly fits that exact truth. When you have value or clout yourself, everyone around you will become a good person. You don't want to overthink about this matter either. Anyway, it's a good thing, having more help. As for the rest, just leave it to fate. Right after you close your eyes and slowly drift to sleep. The next day, the grand finale of Music Lovers, gathering that countless netizens have been waiting for, is finally about to begin. PD is still personally hosting the contest. After yesterday's server crash incident, the organizers upgraded the servers. So this time, no matter how crazy the hype gets, the network won't crash again. Soon enough, 8 p.m. arrives, and the live stream room instantly explodes, with viewership and comments flooding the screen. If you don't look closely, you can't even see what everyone is saying. At this moment, Brother PD's voice echoes in the live stream room. Welcome everyone to PD's Music Lovers Gathering. Thank you all for your enthusiastic support. Without making you wait any longer, the grand finale of Music Lovers Gathering officially begins. The comment section starts cheering with excitement. Then Brother PD smiles. Now please welcome our very first performing contestant, Xiaqi. Hearing this name, the comment section suddenly goes wild. What the hell, didn't you say Bai Chen was up? Are you kidding me? I want to see Bai Chen right now. Brother PD, seeing the chat suddenly in an uproar, immediately explains, Sorry everyone. I forgot to mention one thing. Since the grand finale is restarting from scratch, all performing orders had to be redrawn. Rest assured there's no shady business going on. After hearing Brother PD's explanation, the netizens finally calm down gradually. Anyway, it's not like the guy can run away. Right at this moment, a highly charismatic voice echoes in the live stream room. Hello everyone, I'm Haikai. Actually, I really like Bai Chen too. But please rest assured, I won't let everyone down either. Today I'm bringing everyone a song that I just recently composed. Hopefully you all will like this melody. As soon as the words leave her mouth, a low-toned, slightly sorrowful intro plays, making the listener's hearts sink involuntarily. Right after Haikai's charismatic vocals ring out, after she finishes singing the main verse, everyone's attitude immediately does a complete 180. Those simple lyrics seem to carry a bit of unwillingness. The unwillingness in love. Comments also pop up accordingly. Oh my god, this person is a pro too. Bai Chen has met his match. Not only are the viewers amazed by Haikai's vocals, even you, waiting for your turn at home. Softly close your eyes, listening silently. Huyen carries the meaning of having no result, while you imply being deeply immersed with no way out. So it can be said that this is a hopeless infatuation. Looking from the lyrics, it is expressing love, portraying a love story with no outcome, yet constantly remaining stubbornly obsessed, and that's why one gets hurt. The song is very short, just over 3 minutes. As soon as the song ends, the comments running across are all cheering and shouting, though it doesn't have overly complex lyrics. It is precisely a simple song like this, combined with Haikai's vocals, that touches the hearts of so many people, making them involuntarily reminisce about the person they once loved but could never have. Haikai, seeing her performance, getting a great response, also happily smiles and says, "Thank you everyone for the love. I will keep working hard." Then she hops off the mic and focuses on reading the comments. At this time, Brother PD also appears to host the show. Haikai has truly given us a huge surprise. A very beautiful and moving song. Thank you, Haikai. Now, judges, please cast your scores. The 3 judges also give their praises one by one. In the end, the total score hits a high of 98 points. Very quickly, 8 contestants have finished their performances. Right now, Haikai is holding first place with a high score of 98. Second place is Lu Fei with 96 points. Third place is 95.5 points. From third place down there is already a huge gap. The fourth place score is only 91 points, and those after are even lower. Music Lovers Gathering only awards prize money to the top 3 slots, so these people no longer have any hope of getting the prize money. They already left the live stream room early to watch the other contestants' performances. At this moment, Brother PD's voice echoes in the live stream room. All right, next up, let's welcome our most anticipated contestant, Bai Chen. Good evening, everyone. I am Bai Chen. Now with your appearance at the grand finale, the atmosphere in the live stream room hits its peak once again. Comments are going wild, cheering for you. As for Brother PD, he suddenly dazes out upon seeing the background behind you. He asks, "Bai Chen, did you go home?" You smile and reply, "Today's song is a bit loud. I was afraid it would disturb the other patient's rest at the hospital. So going home is a bit better." Everyone is also shocked in unison. A bit loud? Bai Chen is about to switch up his style. Is he planning to play rock today? It was totally worth the wait. Right after that, your voice continues to echo sorry. Today I still want to chat for a few more words. I'm sure everyone already knows I have cancer, right? Actually, after finding out I had this illness, I was terrified of death. It felt like suddenly plunging into endless darkness. Hearing Up to Here. Quite a few people recall your song Ocean Floor. That feeling of extreme suffocation was probably what you wanted to express at that moment. You pause for a bit and then continue to reminisce. For a long time after that, I didn't know what to do, plus the expensive medical treatment costs weren't something a normal 9-to-5 worker like me could afford. I tried to tell myself to accept it all, but I couldn't. I didn't even dare to tell my family, out of fear that they'd worry and be burdened by me. During that time, I lost interest in everything, so I dropped out of the contest. Later on, I accidentally earned the surgery money. I saw a glimmer of hope, and I started to become more optimistic. Only it seems God wouldn't spare me. My cancer cells metastasized. There is no longer a cure. I can only sustain life through machines and medication. I really wanted to give up at one point. Saying this, you suddenly smile, look at the little red flower beside you and say, "But now I am back." It was Yi Yi's optimism and resilience that brought me back. Thank you, Yi Yi. If death has always been waiting for me, then why don't I just throw everything away and enjoy the present? So let's begin. Before everyone could even react, you dedicate the song Mountains and Seas to everyone. As soon as the words leave your mouth, giving no time to think, a gorgeous intro laced with a rock vibe plays unexpectedly. Right after your deep and raspy vocals come through, this feeling of lyrics mixed with a bit of giving up instantly hooks everyone. Appearing in a story that doesn't have me. Are you hinting at your own ending? Shuizhi. Ian is also pondering the meaning of the lyrics. Your songs always carry a certain deep meaning. So what is it for this time? Just as everyone is still deep in thought, the accompaniment, which sounded calm yet boiling hot, suddenly shifts. Right after your heart-wrenching scream singing rings out, that raspy, explosive voice soars to the absolute extreme, combined with the powerful impact of classical music elements, instantly sweeps through the minds of everyone in the live stream room. Everyone's eyes widen in shock, feeling their eardrums vibrating with every beat. No one could have ever expected that you could actually sing a song with a style that is completely different, a whole world apart from before. Afterward, the song drops back to the low, quiet melody from the start. Listening closely, the lyrics this time give quite a few people food for thought. They seem to see their old selves and also see their current selves, a young wild version from the past, and a bleak, completely lusterless version of today. The dragging way of singing the lyrics seems to be a disappointment directed at oneself, while the shouting at the climax feels like a spark worn down by reality, just a helpless rage to comfort oneself. Zujikian also closes his eyes and nods. From his perspective, the meaning conveyed by this song is precisely that layer of emotion, but to each their own. Everyone's life experience is different. When immersed in it, each person will have distinct feelings. Right at that moment, everyone blends their own emotions into the song. At this time, your shocking raspy voice once again rings out. This time, your shouting gets even more intense, just like a storm hitting, full of pure hysteria, like waves roaring layer after layer, crashing down directly upon everyone's souls. As for Shue Jikian at this moment, watching you shout with all your might, he dazes out for a brief moment. He has somewhat come to understand that rock sometimes isn't about telling a story, but it is an attitude, a rebellion against injustice, a life attitude chasing after freedom. He knows that right now you are letting everything out, merely releasing the negative emotions accumulated in your heart. That's right, you just want to use your burning life to express an explosion in despair, a silent wildness. Everything goes according to your own heart, unshackled by fate. The song ends with your wild shouting, and that unique accompaniment doesn't finish right away, acting like a final farewell to everyone present. Everyone in the live stream room is completely shaken by this incredibly refreshing and emotional performance. Everyone is immersed in your singing, unable to snap out of it for a long time. Dozens of seconds pass, and Brother PD finally snaps out of it. He clears his throat and says, "Thank you, Baichan, for bringing us a performance so mind-blowing." I believe everyone has felt the emotions inside the music, right? Just like the lyrics. Even if the mountains and seas roar, I will stay true to my original intent. Hopefully you guys can also overcome adversity and pursue the life attitude and freedom that belong to you. At this moment, everyone also snaps out of it, clapping simultaneously in front of their screens, even though no one can hear it. This applause is for you, and it's also for themselves. They are hyping themselves up too. All right, next up, let's have our judges give their feedback and scores. At this moment, Shue Jikian's voice rings out, "Baichan, I am happy for you. I can feel what you are thinking, and I understand what you are singing about. No matter the future, whatever happens doesn't matter anymore. The most important thing is the present. Thank you for bringing me a life attitude. I'm giving a perfect score." Hearing Shue Jikian's words, the viewers seem to have realized something too. The next two judges both give perfect scores. They feel that the attitude you bring to the public is what's truly priceless. You well deserve this score. At this time, you also slowly speak up to give thanks. "Thank you for having my back, everyone." Saying that you quickly leave the live stream room. The remaining contestants are also completely helpless. They know the champion title no longer belongs to them, even though they expected it beforehand. Seeing your perfect score achievement, they can't help but crack a bitter smile. The gap between them and you is indeed too massive. However, besides first place, there are still the second and third places to compete for. Thinking of this, they get their spirits back up, and the live stream room gets lively again. Right now, you are at home lying on the bed. Your breathing is a bit ragged. You keep massaging your head with your hand to soothe the intense pain coming from inside your mind. Even though your current illness has entered a remission phase, your body hasn't fully recovered yet. Singing a song with such explosive power naturally makes it a bit hard to endure. Despite that, a faint smile is still lingering on your face. It feels relaxing because you feel incredibly refreshed. After finishing this song, you feel like your originally suffocating heart has just been cleared up in an instant. This time you've truly seen through it all. Right at this moment, a few urgent knocks sound outside the door. Then the figure of a woman hurriedly walks inside. You were just about to open your mouth to ask who it is, but after seeing the face of the newcomer clearly, you freeze right on the spot, sis. Why are you here? After dazing out for a few seconds, you force a smile, only to see Sister Bai staring dead at you with bloodshot eyes. She doesn't say a single word. Actually, you know it too. You've shown your face in the live stream room these past 2 days. Plus, Yi Yi's matter caused such a huge scene. Sister Bai must have found out about it. You know it's time for you to face this hurdle. Looking at your older sister's hesitant expression, you heave a sigh and proactively start slowly recounting your whole story. Cut to another scene inside the live stream of PD's music lovers gathering. At this time, the scores of all singers are out. You claim the champion title with no surprises. Just as PD is getting ready to award the prize and invite the contestant on mic to give a speech, everyone realizes you've ghosted again. PD and the judges all show helpless expressions. The viewers also start spamming comments like crazy. Classic Bai-Chen behavior even when it comes to getting paid. He couldn't care less. At this time, by the riverbank in Modo, in the pitch-black night, the brightly lit skyscrapers stand tall, surrounded by a gloomy fog, looking so lonely. Have you really thought it through? Sister Bai looks at you beside her, asking with a choked voice, "Aren't you going to give it a shot?" You think for a few seconds, raise your head to face the river breeze, smile and say, "Actually, some endings have been predetermined long ago. Without surgery, I'm just waiting to die. But if I get the surgery, I might end up paralyzed." losing my memory, becoming a vegetable, or dying. Even if it succeeds, I'd only live for a few more days. Instead of living like a walking corpse, I'd rather take this chance to do something more meaningful. Looking at your optimistic attitude, Sister Bai only feels an absolute mess in her heart. She wants to persuade you more but can't find the words. In the end, she can only let out a sigh and says, "What about Mom's side? How are you planning to tell her?" Thinking of the foster mother who always treats you like a treasure, you also fall silent. A while later, you slowly say, "Let me finish being busy this round. I will make a trip back home." That night, the two siblings chatted a whole lot, from childhood stories to school days, and from school days to working life, talking about everything, as if they were brought back to their childhood days. Early the next morning, right after waking up, you receive a call from NetEase Cloud Music. The other party unexpectedly proposes to amend the contract. Hearing the terms, even your eyes widen in shock. At this time, you just woke up. When you receive a call from Director Wang, he proposes to revise the previous 35 million yuan contract. You slightly frown. Could it be that they want to go back on their word? Because you haven't had the time to record the 3 previous songs for them yet. Are they feeling unsatisfied? Before you can figure it out, Director Wang eagerly speaks up. 30 million yuan to buy the exclusive streaming rights for all the songs you have performed up to now, and future profit splits will also increase from 20% to 40%. Your eyes instantly widen. Director Wang, are you sure? Director Wang hears your reaction and laughs, saying, "Bai Chen, rest assured, this is a joint decision that our board of directors discussed and reached. Even though your mindset was already calm like still lake water, even you can't help but be amazed by their crazy flex. Then if you guys lose money, you can't come looking for me." Hearing this sentence, Director Wang immediately bursts into a big laugh. "Just rest assured, don't worry about us taking a loss. We will bear all consequences ourselves. Plus, we managed to grow this company so big. Do you really think we would misjudge a person?" Hearing up to here, you also softly smile. "All right. Then compliance is better than deference. Here's to a happy partnership. An absolute mega contract wealth is blessed by heaven." Afterward, the two sides finalize a few details and proceed to sign the agreement online. You think about that staggering amount of money and can't help but smile happily. This way, after you pass away, you will be able to leave a pretty handsome amount of money for your foster mother and older sister. Thinking of this, your heart feels a lot lighter. For the longest time, you always wanted to do something for them, to repay them for adopting you, but you were useless and couldn't make money, while also catching a terminal illness, but now it's finally not too late. Afterward, you arrange your schedule for the next 2 days, ensuring to finish recording the songs ASAP to send to NetEase Cloud Music. You can't let down people's trust. I can't let down their trust. At this time, Sister Bai brings 2 breakfast portions and comes over to his rented room. Seeing that she still refuses to leave, he takes the breakfast and says helplessly, "You don't really have to do this. Just go take care of your own work. I can handle my own stuff." As soon as the words leave his mouth, Sister Bai glares right at him, so he quickly backs down. All right. My bad. Having a sister like you is pure bliss." Right after that, Sister Bai rolls her eyes at him and says, "Don't you worry about my work. Just focus on nourishing your body and resting well these days. Let me handle everything else for you." Just as he is happily eating breakfast, Brother PD calls his phone. Turns out he has brought Yi back to the hospital. He wants to drop by and visit him, and also tells him to send over his bank account number, as he wants to transfer the singing contest prize money to him. He truly sees Brother PD in a new light now. He didn't expect him to be so decisive in his actions. It seems he's actually a pretty good guy. After expressing his gratitude, he says he will head to the hospital right away, tells him to wait a bit, and then sends over his account number. He doesn't stand on ceremony either. After all, 1 million yuan is a massive fortune. Surprisingly, as soon as the text notification rings, the account balance shows that he received a whopping 2 million yuan. He is slightly startled, but immediately figures it out. After all the clout and traffic he brought to Brother PD's live stream room were absolutely insane, that extra 1 million yuan must be the well-deserved reward for him. He smiles and casually accepts it. Meanwhile, at the door of the premium single ward at the hospital, Brother PD smiles and asks Yi's mom, "So how is this room? Is Yi getting used to it?" To ensure Yi gets the best care and recovery, he straight up booked a VIP ward at the hospital, where the interior and medical equipment are all top tier. Hearing Brother PD's words, Yi's mom shows an extremely moved expression, saying, "Thank you so much. Everything is wonderful." Yi is very happy too. "Meeting you and Bai Chen is the greatest blessing for our family. I really don't know how to repay you all." Brother PD smiles and says, "As long as Yi can get better, that will be the greatest reward for us." Hearing this, Yi's mom is moved to tears. A while later, he and Sister Bai arrive. Seeing the 2 familiar faces in front of the ward, he walks over with a smile to greet them. Brother PD sees Sister Bai beside him and politely asks, "This lady is..." He quickly introduces them to each other. Then everyone enters the ward to visit the little girl. Yi is lying on the hospital bed. As soon as she sees who entered, her face instantly lights up with a smile. Big brother Bai Chen. Big brother Bai Chen came to visit me. Then the little girl climbs off the bed and rushes toward him. He also bends down, opens his arms wide to catch her and picks Yi up. After that, everyone happily chats inside the ward. Later on, everyone unanimously decides to take Yi to the amusement park. The beautiful fairy tale world helps Yi enjoy unprecedented happiness. Not just Yi, but even he and Sister Bai being inside this storybook, fairy tale scenery. Feel a sense of relaxation, looking at the innocent smile on the little girl's face. Inspiration suddenly surges within him. He walks over to a busking setup on the side of the street, has a quick chat with the singer there, intending to busk a song directly for Yi. After the singers hear him test out a few lines, they happily agree right away. Perhaps letting a passerby take the mic would attract even more people to watch. He hands the backing track to the band, then looks with a smile into the expectant eyes of Yi and the others, and slowly speaks up. Today, I want to dedicate one more song to Yi. May your heart always hold a world as beautiful as a fairy tale. Everyone knows the magic in his vocals, so they all clap with high expectations. The next second, a melodious and gentle whistling sounds out. Hearing this cheerful and light rhythm, Brother PD slightly raises his eyebrows. Switching to a heartwarming style now, how can such a monstrous talent exist in this world? He can pull off the perfect song for any given scenario. Just as he is wondering, his gentle singing voice already rings out. This time his vocals are no longer deep or raspy like before. Instead, they bring a tender and dreamy vibe. It seems to contain a magical charm, transporting everyone into a wonderland. Then the chorus quietly kicks in. His incomparably beautiful singing voice echoes deep inside everyone's minds. At this moment, quite a few tourists who were about to leave while passing by, after hearing this soul-stirring singing, all join the crowd, standing and watching as people chatter excitedly. This is so beautiful! How come I've never heard this song before? It feels so healing. Suddenly I don't feel tired anymore. Meanwhile, he is still using his vocals to portray a fairy tale story. Along with his cheerful and light singing, everyone's faces light up with spontaneous smiles, raising their hands high to sway along with the melody. Right at that moment, brilliant firework display soars above the castle sky. Accompanied by booming sounds, rainbow-like colors bloom amidst the dark night, with golden sparks flashing a dazzling light. At this time, his gentle vocals chime in perfectly. This scenery blending with his singing makes everything look absolutely beautiful. People feel as if they are immersing themselves in a dreamlike fairy tale world. He hums and sings softly, watching everyone around him beaming with happy smiles, gently swaying their bodies. For some reason, he feels a strange, different flutter in his heart, as well as a feeling of being healed. Not long after, inside a luxury car, you guys are happily chatting, with Yi being as joyful as a little bird. Then he smiles and asks the little girl, "Is there anywhere else you want to go? We'll go together tomorrow." Hearing this, Yi's eyes suddenly turn dim. Then she smiles and says, "I want to go see the ocean, but it's very windy there. I can't go because I'm not allowed to catch a cold." Hearing these words, everyone feels a bit of heartbreak. But there's really nothing they can do. Once she catches a cold, for a child with leukemia like her, it poses a fatal danger. He can only comfort her, "I will definitely take you to see the ocean. Once you get better, we will go see it right away." Hearing this, Yi happily says, "It's okay, big brother Bai Chen. You guys taking me to the amusement park already makes me super satisfied. Please don't be sad. Yi will definitely get better." Everyone just feels their noses go sour and the space inside the car gradually falls quiet. Afterward, they bring Yi back to her ward, and everyone heads back to their respective places. The next day, he is preparing to go record the song with Brother PD. On the way, he suddenly receives a phone call. "Hello, Yi's mom. What's wrong, ma'am?" The next second, his expression abruptly changes. "What?" Yi passed out. At this moment, at the Moto hospital, he looks at Yi, who is breathing weakly on the hospital bed, and his face instantly darkens. "What's going on? She was still fine yesterday." Seeing him and Brother PD arrive, Yi's mom says with a face full of agony, "Just last night, Yi suddenly ran a high fever and passed out, and after that she even had bleeding symptoms. Only after the doctor came for emergency treatment did things stabilize a bit." Just as he is about to speak, a nurse suddenly walks in, notifying Yi's family to come to the doctor's office. A moment later, Brother PD accompanies Yi's mom over there, while he stays behind in the ward with Yi. At this time, Yi lets out a weak cry, "Mommy, it hurts so much." Hearing the little girl's unconscious cry, he feels extremely heartbroken. You walk over to her side, holding her hand. Yi seems to sense something, struggling to open her eyes wide. "Is that big brother Bai Chen?" Seeing Yi wake up, a spark of joy flashes in his eyes. "How are you feeling? Does anywhere feel uncomfortable?" Yi Yi weakly shakes her head. Yi Yi is fine. Big brother Bai Chen, where did mommy go? I don't see mommy, she asks anxiously. He explains it to the little girl a bit. Only then does she slowly say, I'm sorry, for making everyone worry. He walks over to her side, holding her small hand. A long while later, Yi Yi suddenly asks Big Brother Bai Chen, is it true that I won't have another chance to see the ocean with everyone, right? Hearing this, his heart tightens. Then he quickly shakes his head and forces a smile. He says, how could that be? Yi Yi will get better very soon. Once you are better, you will be able to see the ocean. Hearing his words of comfort, Yi Yi suddenly smiles and says, Big Brother Bai Chen, can you sing me one more song? I'm afraid that in the future I won't have another chance to hear Big Brother Bai Chen sing anymore. After hearing this, his eyes turn red. He wants to say something but can't find the words, and can only nod softly. After thinking for a few minutes, he takes a deep breath and starts humming softly in an extremely gentle voice. Listening to his surprisingly pure and ethereal singing voice, the corners of Yi Yi's mouth curve up slightly. She tightly closes her eyes. At this exact moment, she feels as if she is walking along the beach with him, feeling each wave gently lapping against her feet, feeling the smoothness and softness of the white sand. Yi Yi is completely immersed in it. It is as though everything in the lyrics is appearing right before her eyes, like being integrated into the vast ocean, watching the fish swim around freely. Seeing Yi Yi's expression, his emotions also gradually spin out of control. His eyes are burning red. He tightly holds Yi Yi's tiny hand, and his voice begins to tremble too. Under the blanket of his singing, Yi Yi falls into a peaceful sleep, with a faint smile still lingering on her face. Before sleeping, the little girl even said, the ocean is so beautiful. I absolutely must go see it myself. At this moment, he is once again, by Yi Yi's optimism and resilience, deeply moved. This little girl is way stronger than he imagined. Right then, Brother PD and Yi Yi's mom happen to return, so he immediately gives them a soft warning. Yi Yi woke up for a bit and went back to sleep. Yi Yi's mom stays behind, watching him and Brother PD walk outside. Once out in the hallway, seeing Brother PD's rather heavy expression, he anxiously asks, what did the doctor say? Brother PD heavily replies, the doctor said, they have found a matching bone marrow. Waiting for him to finish, he excitedly asks, they found it. Then isn't that a good thing? But Brother PD still heavily says, but the doctor said, treating leukemia isn't as simple as just doing a surgery. A marrow transplant requires entering the treatment chamber, which is a sterile room. The course of treatment is very long, taking about a month. Considering Yi Yi's current health condition and age, they don't dare to guarantee that she will definitely hold out until she leaves the room of isolation. Hearing this, his face also darkens as he says, you mean, it depends on whether she can make it through on her own, right? Brother PD nods. Theoretically, yes. Yi Yi's mom has already signed. Tomorrow they will start arranging for her to enter the room of isolation. Seeing his heartbroken expression, Brother PD comforts him. Did you forget how resilient Yi Yi is? How could she fall at this hurdle? Hearing this, he also takes a deep breath and smiles. That's right. Such a resilient little girl. How could she not make it through? In the evening, he is sitting in the ward. Sister Bai is beside him, looking at him and saying, you have chemotherapy coming up in the next few days. After it's over, I'll cook some hometown dishes for you to eat. Hearing Sister Bai's words, he teases, you cooking you. You're complaining that I haven't reported to the King of Hell yet, right? Sister Bai immediately raises her hand to strike. You brat, don't you know good from bad? Ha ha, my bad, sis. My bad, my bad. During the days Yi Yi is receiving treatment, his first round of chemotherapy has also concluded. At this time, he has shaved his head bald, lying exhausted on the hospital bed. But in his heart, he is worried about Yi Yi's condition. Sister Bai beside him has noticed his anxiety. Stop worrying. Yi Yi's mom said her current situation is very stable, telling us not to worry. Here, try some of our hometown spicy stir-fried pork. Hearing this, he also cracks a happy smile. Smells absolutely amazing. You didn't buy this outside, did you? Seeing that he can still mouth off, Sister Bai also fakes being annoyed. Your sister has been hustling for so many years. I've long since mastered excellent cooking skills. You kid are truly blessed with good food. Hearing his sister say that, he smiles and begins to eat. But after just a few bites, his expression suddenly changes. He turns his head toward the trash can and begins to retch violently. Seeing his reaction, Sister Bai is also startled and panicked. She hurriedly pats his back gently. What's wrong? Is the taste not right? He waves his hand no, just suddenly felt nauseous. It's probably a side effect of the chemo. Let's keep eating. After finishing the meal, he lies on the bed to rest. After the chemo round, his entire body is uncomfortable, and the feeling is absolutely terrible. Thinking about having 4 more rounds of chemo, he can't help but feel frustrated. Right at this moment, a long-lost voice suddenly rings out in his mind. My host. Hearing this sound, he rolls his eyes, not even bothering to care about this useless system. Other people's systems are all about defying heaven and changing fate. How come when it's his turn, it's a total trash? Tear. The system also detects his inner thoughts, and its voice rings out again, "Apologies, host. This system indeed cannot help you defy heaven and change fate." But considering that the host has used music to help little Yi Yi a great deal, the system has automatically upgraded. It can now help the host suppress the cancer cells for 3 years. During these 3 years, the host's body will be no different from a normal person. Hearing up to here, his eyes light up. 3 years of living like a normal person without being tortured by illness, then that is simply wonderful. He no longer wishes to live to 100. Just not being tormented by disease is already enough to make him overjoyed. Afterward, he feels a strange, warm current flooding into his body. A moment later, those side effects caused by the chemo unexpectedly disappear in a miraculous way, and his body suddenly feels entirely relieved. Time quietly slips away. Since his first round of chemotherapy, nearly half a month has passed. During this period of time, after going through various checkups, he has been permitted to be discharged from the hospital. The doctor cannot clearly explain his condition either, but the cancer cells seem to have fallen into a deep sleep, as they are no longer active. At this time, Sister Bai happily hands him 2 tickets. "Teacher Shuejikian had someone send these 2 tickets to you. If you want to go, I'll go with you." He takes the tickets, seeing a small red flower printed on them, along with the words "Angel Charity Concert." Only now does he remember this is what Shuejikian had told him before. He wanted to organize a charity concert for Yi Yi and many other children with critical illnesses, so that more people would pay attention to this group. The entire revenue of the concert would also be donated to treat the young children. Thinking of this, he nods. "Let's go. There are still a few days left, right?" Sister Bai asks curiously. "There's still a week before it starts. Is something the matter?" He smiles and says, "Since we're going, we have to make it worth it. I definitely have to do something. All right, I'm going to make a phone call first." A week later, the concert officially begins, amidst the high anticipation of tens of thousands of people. The clout and influence of Shuejikian needs no introduction. The venue is packed to the brim, a massive sea of people. Shuejikian also goes all out, singing song after song. The audience is also extremely hyped and immersed, with cheers echoing non-stop and massive sing-alongs happening from time to time. The stage presence of Shuejikian is also incredibly explosive. Plus, he is very humorous, and his interactions during the breaks crack up the audience at the scene. He and Sister Bai sit in the stands, looking at this lively, crowded scene, feeling a bit hyped up in his heart. So this is what a concert is like. At this moment, Shuejikian on stage is gradually bringing his hit song Extraterrestrial to an end. The audience is insanely wild. After that, the big screen on stage suddenly lights up with images of Yi Yi, as well as a few video clips of the little girl. Everyone is drawn in. Everyone knows today is a charity concert. And they know who Yi Yi is, but everyone still feels a pang of heartbreak. At this moment, Shuejikian is seen taking a deep breath, and then says, "Next up, please welcome our special guest onto the stage. Welcome, Bai Chen." Hearing this sentence, hearing these words, the audience at the venue cheers in surprise all at once. At this moment on stage, Shuejikian has just finished sharing Yi Yi's story, moving the entire stands to tears. At the same time, thunderous applause echoes non-stop. This is exactly the purpose of organizing this charity concert, and also what a superstar should do, using his influence to spread hope. Suddenly, the stage lights completely go out in a flash, plunging the space into darkness, accompanied by the amazed gasps of the audience. A melody that sounds both unfamiliar and familiar slowly rings out, and this melody is the song Deep Sea. But there's a slight difference that can't be put into words. Compared to the previous dark and gloomy version of Deep Sea, this arrangement seems to have a bit more life to it. Could it be that Teacher Shui got the copyright for Deep Sea and rearranged it himself? As soon as the melody rings out, it grabs the attention of quite a few audience members, and people begin to chatter excitedly. After all, his song during this past period has been absolutely viral. Just as everyone is talking, a soaring and crystal clear vocal rings out. As soon as these 2 lines are sung, the eyes of the audience in the venue suddenly light up. They realize that although these 2 lines are identical to the original, the emotion it delivers is completely different, and this is only the beginning. The next second, a shocking sight appears along with the singing voice. With a click, a spotlight beams directly into the middle of the stands, revealing a lone figure standing there, looking so solitary. Right after that, everyone looks at the big screen in unison. "Oh my God, it's Bai Chen! Bai Chen is here!" Everyone jumps up in absolute hype, loudly cheering his name. In reality, he is still quite nervous inside. After all, this is his first time singing in front of so many people, but after hearing everyone's cheers, it feels like a wave of strength is poured into his heart, dispelling all of his nervousness. right after he lifts the mic and continues to sing, trying to pull you back from despair. Deep Sea was originally the track that brought many fans to him, but at the same time, it also made people afraid to listen to it too many times, because the song was just too depressing, making people unable to see a single ray of light, wanting to walk straight into the deep ocean after every listen. But today, this version of Deep Sea has clearly been rearranged by him, making those who are sinking to the bottom of the sea suddenly see a beam of sunlight breaking through. Just as everyone is immersing themselves in his singing, his voice suddenly drops low, hearing up to here. The entire audience can't help but widen their eyes. Holy crap, that's a rap section. Bai Chen even knows how to do this. His tone-switching technique is insane. But there are still many who feel, why add a rap verse here? Isn't it a bit out of place? Little do they know, the real shocker is still to come. Once this rap section ends, the song returns to the main verse melody, using love to cover up the smiles of the ungrateful. Right at this moment, the backing track hits with low yet steady drum beats, and his gaze becomes equally resolute along with it. Amidst the tears, someone is humming softly, "I want to hold you tight." Hearing up to here, the entire audience widens their eyes in emotion, with goosebumps all over their bodies. Even those who didn't like rap before are completely won over by his performance here. Every single word and lyric is filled with intense hope, filled with the power of fighting back. If the vibe of this section in the original was meant to drive people to despair, then the music rearranged by him at this moment seems to be telling those in despair that there is still hope, and this world still needs you. Everyone suddenly feels the bottom of the sea isn't that cold anymore, and no longer that dark. While the audience is still dazed in shock, the singing continues to echo, blending with his vocals on the big screen. The dark clouds covering the ocean gradually scatter, as rays of sunlight slowly drop from the sky, shining upon the sea surface, acting like a guiding light, wanting to guide those sinking deep under the sea on a path back home. In an instant, countless people at the venue burst into tears. He has no idea about everyone's reaction right now, as he is still fully immersed in the song, truly unable to bear seeing you disappear. Singing up to hear the drumbeat of the song suddenly quickens. Before anyone can even react, they already hear his soaring and resonant singing voice traveling over. The vocals are like a divine chant from high above, echoing throughout the entire stands. The dark clouds on this big screen have completely vanished, with a bright sun hanging high in the sky. The ocean, which was originally dark and lifeless under the sunlight, suddenly turns into an endless bright blue, sparkling with a glow full of hope for life. When his last note ends inside the stands, no thunderous applause rings out at all. Instead, it falls into an overarching silence. Looking out into the distance, one can see everyone's eyes are completely red. They are all shaken by those few short lines of singing. The unique and breathtaking scenery of the four seasons floods into everyone's minds in an instant. Flowers, blooming birds, chirping, and sweet fragrance. How beautiful this world is. The original sang about fading away, while this version sings about salvation, even though the lyrics say it's too late. In everyone's ears. What they hear instead is that there's still time. There's still time for everything. The next second, thunderous applause and cheers boom through the entire venue. Bai Chen bows slightly to everyone, saying a word of thanks. At this time, Shui Jiqian also steps onto the stage. All right. This is my home turf after all. You guys doing this makes me lose all my face. The venue instantly bursts into laughter. With just one sentence, he has made the audience, who were deep in their feelings, burst into laughter. Afterward, Shui Jiqian smiles and says again, "Not teasing you guys anymore? Just now, our Bai Chen sang the new version of Deep Sea. Did you guys like it?" The audience in the stands collectively screams at the top of their lungs, "Yes, we love it so much, Bai Chen, I love you." Seeing how hyped the atmosphere at the venue is, Shui Jiqian also nods and says, "Actually, it's not just you guys. Even I especially love this version. I have never felt a song that has such a piercing power through humanity. Bai Chen, can you share your original intent when rearranging it?" He thinks for a moment and then slowly says, "Actually, this can count as my own experience. Just like these two versions, it's a process going from despair to hope. I also want to tell everyone that perhaps life is very tough, but it is precisely because of this that it has meaning. Therefore, I hope this different version of Deep Sea can bring everyone a bit of strength, so that we can stay optimistic and keep moving forward together." Thanking Shui Jiqian, seeing that he is a bit nervous, he smiles and says, "All right, let's not put him on the spot anymore. Everyone knows inviting this guy to come up and sing is no easy task, so I won't waste any more of your precious time. Next up for the duration of the final song, how about Let Me Sing?" Who would have thought the audience below the stage wouldn't show Shui Ji can any face at all, chanting in unison, demanding a refund on their tickets. He looks at Shui Jiqian, and seeing the scene of him and the audience roasting each other, he can't help but smile too. Shui Jiqian also purposefully rolls his eyes at this moment, saying, "I knew you guys would do this. All right. Next up, Please leave the stage to our Bai Chen. He will bring everyone a brand new song that has never been performed before. As soon as Shui Jiqian finishes his sentence, the entire audience goes wild once again, chanting his name in unison, but Jiqian just shakes his head, smiles, and steps down from the stage. At this time below in the audience seats of the concert, did you guys hear that? Teacher Shui said Bai Chen is about to sing a new song. Is that for real? I'm seriously so lucky to be able to hear Bai Chen's new song live. Just as the audience below is buzzing with discussion, he smiles and slowly introduces it. This is the track I Once Wanted to End It All, dedicated to everyone. But this time I plan to perform it in a foreign language. When the audience below hears the title of this song, every single one of them gets incredibly hyped. They didn't expect him to sing in a different language. Plus, they can tell just from the title that it's going to be a sad song. In their eyes, soul-crushing and depressing songs that hit rock bottom are exactly his signature brand. Below the stage, there are many longtime fans who have long since braced themselves mentally. While the new fans are still cheering, the old fans have already prepared their tissues. Just as the audience is discussing in high anticipation, an ethereal melody of a beautiful yet somewhat lonely piano track rings out. The audience members who were buzzing with discussion just a moment ago all instantly fall completely silent, waiting for his upcoming performance. A brief intro quickly comes to an end, and his gentle singing voice slowly rises. Aimoga sansho de naita. The seagulls cry out at the harbor. As these lyrics appear, blending with his warm tone and the somber melody of the backing track, it immediately plunges the audience below the stage deep into the emotions of the song. The fans look at the lyrics on the big screen as if finding a very familiar feeling. Just like his previous songs, it's a suffocating feeling where no hope can be seen. Right at this moment, along with a rhythmic don-dap drum beat, his singing voice rises along with it. Tobu no mae de doko ni mo tabitatenai. Kokoro kyo. Before the stove, the soul can journey nowhere today. Hearing up to here, quite a few people's eyes have already turned red without them even realizing it. Appearing before their eyes are nothing but desolate and tragic scenes. Seagulls crying miserably at the harbor, an arched bridge that has rusted over, an abandoned bicycle left behind. Only those who have experienced being engulfed by despair can truly understand what the song is describing. Every trivial matter told with such lightness could be the final straw that breaks them, even though they know full well that if they want to change tomorrow, they must start right now today. Yet for those who are truly in the depths of despair, how could they possibly manage to do that? At this time, the drum beat gradually quickens. The first chorus ends, and the audience below the stage has absolutely no reaction. They are dazedly immersed in it, with tears rolling down without them even knowing. Joijikin backstage is also blankly staring at him on stage right now. This song has also hit him deep in his soul. He remembers himself back in the early days of his career. A song blew up across the entire country, making him think he would welcome a glorious career. But he didn't expect that even though the song was famous, and his music was playing in every nook and cranny, it just stopped right there. Waiting for him wasn't a brilliant career, but nearly a dozen years of fading into obscurity. Nobody knows, in order to make himself and his music known to more people, over the past dozen or so years, what he had to sacrifice. People only see his current spotlight. But in reality, everyone goes through a rock-bottom period. Those darkest times of self-denial, doubting oneself, losing faith in life, and being full of resentment toward this world. Why is the one getting crushed by society always me? Why is my luck always this bad? Why is there nobody to lend a hand? Why is it that when emotions hit the absolute limit, one even gives birth to the thought of ending it all, the desire to run away from everything? You know you shouldn't be so extreme. Yet how can you possibly control your own thoughts? On stage, he still continues to sing, Mienai tekito tatkatteru, fighting against an invisible enemy, even though the lyrics do not repeat. The atmosphere described is still just like the previous section, making people feel suffocated. The sensitive audience members have long since had tears streaming down their faces. Many people listen to the music as emotions well up, not because of the song itself, but because they relate the song back to themselves. That is a resonance that comes from the soul. At this time, following a round of drum beats, the rhythm seems to have undergone a change. Boku ga shinou to omotta no wa because I once wanted to end it all. Anata ga kirei ni warau kara is because of your brilliant smile. Kitto ikiru koto ni majumeme sugiru kara. Probably because we take life way too seriously. Sekai ni skoshi kitai suru yo. So I'll try hoping in this world just a little bit. Along with his singing voice gradually fading into the backing track, the song ends. The audience suddenly realizes the emotion of the song has changed and is no longer as tragic as before. In the first half of the song, there was a desperate cry in his way of singing. Yet when singing up to this final section, his vocals gradually become more serene, combining with the lyrics that carry hope, causing a wave of warmth to brush across everyone's hearts. like a wasteland that has just been swept by a raging fire, now receiving a refreshing spring rain. The seeds of hope are starting to sprout. That is the beginning of hope and also the turning point of fate. By this time, they have also understood the true meaning of this song. It isn't negative, but rather pure soul healing. One can see that the depressing look in many people's eyes suddenly becomes energized. That's right. Life might be full of hardships, but so what? Everyone is just the same. Born with nothing, dying with nothing. Everyone's lifespan is pretty much the same, and in the end it will all fade into nothingness. Why end your own life so early? Those hurdles that can't be crossed, just leave them there for now. They can't cause any real harm to your physical body anyway. Just let it go, and there will come a day when you move past it. Afterward, the entire venue erupts into passionate applause, thundering louder than any time before. People are not just clapping for him, but are also cheering for themselves.